Hey, what's good, people? Whether it's an earbud at work or in between class while you're working out or sitting on your ass, I want to welcome y'all to the CharlieGtv Podcast. We have a hell of a show lineup here for you today. We're going to get into it. It's June 2nd, and the weather is getting a little hot and musky out there, y'all. Yo, we got a lot to talk about here, man. We're going to learn a whole lot about our young man we have here today, man. And you guys just stay tuned, man, because you have nothing but great things coming up. You know what I mean? You already know Charles has a few headlines, man. But before we get into all of that, I have to introduce the very cool guest that we have in here today. Through all his hardship, this man's spirit remains resilient. He's multi-talented, from designing shirts to holiday masks and more. He's also an active actor and been in 2 movies already. He's a Detroit native and an entrepreneur with a story to tell. I'm proud and honored to present Mr. Go-To to the people. My bad.
Oh, wow.
I gotta get that shit from him.
Phenomenal right here, man. Yeah. This is you just
Welcome to the show. Thank you for coming on, bro.
Boy, Mr. Go-To, aka the Black Howard Stern, man. I appreciate you, and I'm glad to be here.
No doubt, man. So what we start every podcast with is called Watch This Week. You know what I mean? Now, it could be a movie, an anime, a TV show, a YouTube video, an Instagram, a Facebook reel. You know what I mean? Anything that your consciousness came across this week, you know what I mean? Or it could even be story time if something crazy happened. So what do you want to recommend to the people to watch or want to say to the people that happened this week?
That happened this week?
That happened this week or that you saw this week on TV or something?
Honestly, man, I have not been on TV this week at all, period, because life is life.
Life is life, which means your story time. What happened, dog?
Man, everything's happening. It doesn't stop. It doesn't, it's perpetual, man. The obstacles are perpetual. I'm talking about constant 360 every day.
Every day.
So in order for me, when I wake up, man, I mean, I have to wake up and I have to recalibrate myself mentally, physically, and spiritually every day before I step out here and I move around.
So Watch This Week is watching your own path. You know what I mean? And I like that recalibrate. I like that.
I mean,
that's what it takes.
We're gonna get straight to it. You know we gods.
Mm-hmm.
I made an acronym because you said watching. You said watching what?
Watch This Week. No, that's the name of the segment. Watch This Week. That's what I said.
Oh, well, I was finna say as gods.
Yeah,
we guide our own destiny. G-O-D.
Yeah, guide our own destiny. I like that.
And so, in order to guide our own destiny, man, I mean, basically, we got to get to it to get it done anyway. That in which we request. Everything that we request, when we request it, essentially, we are the core basis of why it happened.
Yeah.
You just ain't laying in the bed and just 50,000 just fall in your lap.
No. You got
to go. You got to get up and go. You got to grind. You got to go. You got to move. You got to shake. You got to stop. You got to skirt.
Yep.
You got to cut off.
Yeah.
You got to sever.
Yeah.
Release. Let go. God damn, man. I mean, you got to do that every day.
Yes.
Because motherfuckers do what? They show themselves. They prove themselves to be what? Unworthy.
Unworthy.
If you unworthy in my camp, man, that means that you're stagnating me. All right.
You're not enabling the growth.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, I understand that. That's one of my flaws. I work myself to death, and a lot of my lifestyle is a bit unhealthy due to the lack of sleep and stuff like that. But as much as I work, as hard as I work, is because I honestly don't have a lot of confidence in people to work like I work or to take it as seriously as I take it. You know what I mean? And for me to have to take the time to convince someone, to motivate someone, to watch their discipline, to help, it's just, to me, energy diverting away from the overall goal. You know what I mean?
It's so drained. It can be draining.
It does.
It's almost like when we look at all the movie, even when vampires or superheroes, when they encounter certain things, they would become drained of all their energy, even to the point that they would have to just fall or stop.
Yeah.
Garlic for a vampire. You bring out the garlic. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Superman, kryptonite. You can't. You feel me?
Yeah.
Man, for us, it's like constant shit around us.
Yeah, for real. Honestly, the for black people, in my opinion, is the culture and what is considered cool. You know what I mean? Like this, I feel like we have a culture that praises self-destruction. You know what I mean? To a degree. You know what I mean? When you talk about all of these rappers that rap about all the different drugs that they take, you know what I mean? That are largely there to disorient you and to deteriorate your body. You know what I mean? They don't offer enlightenment. They're not talking about taking mushrooms. You know what I mean? No, they're talking about taking something that's gonna like destroy your insides. You know what I mean? It's never anything like on a positive tip. You know what I mean? And also, they don't talk about spending money in ways that'll benefit the community. It's always, I bought 2 Rollies and another Benz. You know what I mean? As if that's gonna solve anything. You know, you know what I mean?
But when you come from
that's the culture. That's the culture.
It's the culture.
That's what I mean.
And we go extra hard to look extra good at what we do and everything that we do. I mean, it doesn't matter. Even if the cheapest thing, we took the cheapest malt liquor and made it be what it be.
Yeah.
St. Ides, Colt 45, all that. You know what I'm saying? Back in the days, man. I mean, and even now, look, man, I ain't gonna even lie, y'all. Look what we drinking on.
You the truth. You the truth. But the thing is this. Look.
Listen, we drinking on Epsilon, y'all. Now, y'all know on that bottle, look what we drinking on. It's skeletons on there having sex. They doing all kind of stuff. They
but
killing each other.
You see a homie with the cornrows, too, on the front of yours.
Look at the skeletons on there getting busy, man.
Oh, my God.
That's what we drink on. And so we talk about Colt 45. Epsilon is the new Colt 45. All the shit. I mean, everything is just perpetual.
Yeah.
I mean, but not to get sidetracked, I was just talking a little shit about the little drink we was drinking on here. But because if you and then you know the bottle by heart, you talk about you see the brother over there with the cornrows. How you know
that nigga it is? But
with a hat on,
we there.
With a hat on, we free now, boss. We can drink this shit.
Yeah, for real,
man.
You know what I mean?
And that ain't even that's Mexican.
You know what white people always admire about us? They can't deny that black people make the struggle look fun. You know what I mean? Black people make the struggle look fun. Niggas be struggling like a motherfucker, but we be having fun the whole goddamn time.
Man.
And you can't deny like there's a little bit of joy that exists in the struggle in the hood that don't exist in y'all suburbs. You know what I mean? Like even though y'all got all the money, y'all don't got as many problems, we make struggling still look better than y'all make rich look sometimes.
For sure.
You know what I mean? But we know which one is better.
Yeah.
Let's not get it twisted.
Hey, my man, shout out to Tulo, shout out to Christopher Jordan. Let me shout out to Guy Fisher, shout out to everybody that's watching the show, shout out to my brother Buck, everybody that's watching the show right now, man. We finna get into some stuff in a minute, man. We just wanted to get a few viewers on deck. And,
no doubt. Shout out to the peeps. Shout out to the peeps, man.
Shout out to the peeps. I'm down here with Charlie G. So I met Charlie G, man, at Cinco de Mayo, and I'm down there doing my 1-2 step. He down there doing his 1-2 step.
You already know.
And we linked up, man. So here it is. I'm down here on the show, man. You know, and it's for me, every time I get behind the mic, I just know that this is what I'm destined to do. Man, I'm trying to get on syndicated radio. I'm trying to do a lot of stuff, man. I'm trying to make my voice be heard so that even when I'm gone, it'll still be a voice that has an impact. I don't want to just be always on BS or talking stuff. I want to be able to be impactful with my words. So, that's what I'm here for. And with this interview, I do want to expose some truths. I have some things that I want to discuss. I do want people to understand, man, that I am like really striving to come better as a person.
I love that.
That's what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of being there comes a times in your life when you just get tired of being combative. You just get tired of resistance. You know, even though in the struggle resistance is prominent, it doesn't have to be the daily struggle. You can be, you know what I'm saying? You could be in hellish situations and be at peace. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we might stay in the hood or in the ghettos, or we might stay in some, real volatile situations, but it doesn't mean that we as a person have to just fall like victim to that. Yeah. Good Times is a good example of that. They all had smiles on their face in spite of the fact that it was tight. You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
So there's no reason to. So, like, for example, I got my first apartment here, but it's not in the suburbs. It's definitely in what many people might describe the hood. You know what I mean? But that just gives me an opportunity to up my level of discipline and vigilance. You know what I mean? Remain armed. You know what I mean? Keep a level of security among. You know what I mean? Get some but that just allows me to grow in my ability to secure an environment, you know what I mean, and operate in a way that raises my level of safety and security in general. So instead of getting mad sad at the situation,
Now hold on, man. That nigga just said all that shit to say where you stay at? Where you stay at? That's the first thing. We're gonna get straight to the I moved into a neighborhood that it comes from the hood of the level of positivity that comes from the production of the ground that comes from the rose that came from the concrete. I know that being from the depths of Brooklyn has brought me here to Detroit, and I have to show that I am vigilant in all of my strides while I strive to find the wolf that I want to kill in the jungle to let them know that I'm not taking no bullshit here. What the fuck? Man, where the fuck do you stay at, man? That's the first thing. And I'm going to tell you what's going on. I ain't never heard nobody. Can you imagine a motherfucker from Detroit describing where he stay from, man? And he's saying like, he just really tried. He tried to get booked. He tried to get booked.
Stay vigilant, my friend.
Stay vigilant in the neighborhood that I stay in, and they have we're gonna
live from the depths of Detroit.
We're gonna bring the Guardian Angels. We're gonna bring the Guardian Angels back. You remember when the Guardian Angels came from New York? The Guardian Angels came here from New York to Detroit. It was Curtis Slewa. Remember that?
Yeah.
Curtis Slewa from New York. They came with the Guardian Angels, and they made their face around here. I remember when they was prevalent. I remember when they was kicking ass. They knew karate and all kind of shit, man. Shout out to the Guardian Angels and Curtis Slewa or Silwa or something like that. Is he still alive?
I'm not sure. I'd have to look it up.
That man came all the way from New York to be a vigilante in Detroit. They came down here to straight kick ass, man. That's crazy.
So he needs me to be the Batman. So he needs me to be.
Shout out to the Detroit 300. Shout out to the Peacemakers. Shout out to everybody in Detroit, man, that's doing their thing, man.
Absolutely.
In the communities and neighborhoods and trying to make Detroit better, safer.
Yeah. That's one.
And in spite of the fact that gentrification is real, so we're gonna talk about that too. Don't get blinded by the fact, we can stay in Southfield, we can stay in St. Clair Shores, we can stay out in Ferndale. Now
what neighborhoods do you feel like are being gentrified the most?
Shit, right here. All this, everything.
Well, right here, yes.
Everything.
This neighborhood right here, yes, for sure.
Everything.
Eastern Market.
From Midtown.
They taking all of
everything.
But that's close to downtown, though. That's close to downtown.
But I'm saying, man. I'm saying, like, it. I grew up, it used to be homeless people downtown. That's where they used to be at. You know what I'm saying? Like Skid Row, all like they were down there. I ain't gonna say they was nuisances, because, them was our peoples. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they not there no more. Where they go? Where do people go? Like, they over there on by 8 Mile. You got a few people over there. Like, where did they go? And at the end of the day, that's a problem. Over on 3rd and Peterborough. 3rd and Peterborough used to be another spot where where did they go? Where's them people at? Where them dope fiends at? Where the downtrodden? Where's the homeless, skidless row? Where's all that at? Where they at? Where are people at, man?
Yeah, Woodward and John R. somewhere around there.
No, I'm talking about multitudes. It was a bunch of them. They gone now, man.
You don't think
they killing us off, man?
You think so?
What? Look, are you watching?
There was one homeless guy I used to call. If you guys know who Childish Gambino is, the guy that did the "This Is America" that video. Yeah,
Childish Gambino. He got the ATL show.
Yeah, around Boston Edison, around my mother's neighborhood, somewhere around there. There was this homeless guy that looked a lot like the homeless version of Childish Gambino.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I used to see him sometimes. I used to always think that, you know what I mean? And I ain't seen him in like months. You know what I mean? Like a long time. You know what I mean? And sometimes I think I hope he's okay. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But there's only like maybe 3.
With people like that though, you have to think that there's one or two things. He could be locked up. Mm-hmm. He could be in a hospital somewhere, schizophrenia, things of that nature. He could be locked somewhere in a psych ward somewhere.
Yeah.
And when we watch those type of people, though, sometimes it's important that we listen to what they say. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of times they say things that we overlook, or we tend to think of, like, oh, they just crazy. Nah, they be sometimes when you listen to them, dog, they be spitting. They be spitting utter truths.
As a person that does street interviews, I've often thought of, and will maybe do in the future, street interviews of these types of people. You know what I mean? because I believe that, like you say,
Well, when you say of these people, we don't want them to sound like they alien or they foreign.
nah, but I'm just this category. They do have there are a category of people. I don't mean that, but like, but
We'll say the less fortunate,
the less fortunate,
the downtrodden.
Because a lot of times
that's what Jesus said.
There's a reason for their situation. It's not just.
Well, I mean, see, there you go again on the. I like you, man. You always try to make bad shit look good in a like philosophical way. you remind me of Uncle Phil on the Fresh Prince. Listen. Yeah, in fact, that some people are in those situations, and there are situations that have placed them in those situations to become what they are, right?
That they were unable to naturally fight off for whatever reason.
But here's the thing: we choose the level in which we go. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we're placed in certain situations, but you don't got to stay there.
Yeah.
You got to choose when you're going to like basically get up off your ass. Mm-hmm. When you're going to say, fuck that. Mm-hmm. When you're going to say, I ain't going to take this no more. When you're going to say, okay, this got to change. Like you have to make that change. You have to do that. And then you got to do it.
Yeah.
And once you do it, then you feel rejuvenated.
But here's what I'd like to say, though. Doing it still requires a certain amount of ability. One thing I never thought of, a perspective I never thought of, Tucker Carlson pointed out to me is that, you know, we're talking about evil. He's like, some people are just more weak than evil. You see, the ability to do something requires a certain amount of discipline or intelligence or willpower, and some people just don't have that enough to outweigh the illegal or more risky, easy option. They're like, I could be consistent for 6 months and build up and do this, or I could try to rob this thing real quick, or try to hit this little lick, or try to do this thing on this thing, or you know what I mean? Well, one thing I can get done in a week, the other one takes mad time and effort and motivate. And just, they're not, so now one is obviously the smarter option than the other, you know what I mean? But one takes, so I'm just saying, everyone doesn't have that same ability necessarily. You know, and therefore they're because they're weaker, maybe they don't feel smart enough.
But we all have the ability. But this is what we all have. We all have the ability to make choices and decisions, unless you know.
We do.
The majority of us. Mm-hmm. We all have the ability to make choices and decisions, and the choices and decisions that we make are usually the outcome of what transpires in our lives. Mm-hmm. Most of us are at fault for our own lives.
I agree. Most of it is our fault. I agree with that.
Most of us.
Well, most of us are the sum of our decisions.
Are at fault for our own lives being in the whatever condition they're in. Mm-hmm. So, with that being said,
I agree.
A lot of us have been raised a certain way. A lot of us have the mentality and the thought process of those that raised us. A lot of us fear change. Mm-hmm. So therefore, we're stuck. We're stuck in a matrix. We become stuck in a matrix so much so that the matrix that we're stuck in is not going to change until after we're gone, because we're stuck with the mentality. It's hard to shake the mentality of that in which has been imposed upon you by persons such as your mother, your father.
Yeah. It's difficult. It's difficult to, cause like the culture, the black culture in general. You know what I mean? There's a reason why some people are now running around saying what sounds stupid to me. Like they look like me and you, and they'd be like, "Oh, I don't identify as black." You know what I'm saying? Or like they don't want to. But what they really mean is that the general, what is considered black culture as a whole, like our public perception right now, due to hip hop and different ways that we go viral and present ourselves at large on the internet, is not generally something to be proud of to a degree. You know what I mean? Just because
that's bullshit.
Like
I don't know. There you go again.
I'm just saying.
Oh, look at you! Bless your heart.
The sexy reds. I mean, whatever. Sexy reds. The Sukihanas. You know what I mean? Now the raps beefing. That's all we do is beef. I go, where's the
rappers always had beef?
We always had beef. I'm just saying.
There's always had beef, but I get you. I ain't gonna take you. Listen. When we talk about Suki Red Sukihana, Sexy Red Sukihana, when we talk about rap beef, J. Cole versus Kendrick Lamar versus Drake, Meek Mills versus whoever. Like all these different little beats, right? It's controversy sells, right? Sex sells. We already know what the program is. Why is it so hard to be deprogrammed? Because we desire it. We yearn it. It's eye catching.
Yeah, but these people are. But like I'm a nobody. I'm really a nobody, and I got 400 close to 500,000 views this year as a nobody, just posting and just consistently with hard work.
Well, consistent work though. It's
these people have
you
millions of dollars and things at their disposal, so they can gain views and millions of views without having to resort to things that are detrimental to the people culturally. I understand you got to do what you got to do to get on, but at some point, what do you take responsibility for your brand? Like, all right, now you have million, now you are a Meek Mill. No, not now you made it though. So as you say with that choice, as you were saying earlier, you know what I mean? Why do so many of the leaders, as far as financially in the black community, still do not? Once you have that fuck you money, why do they never say fuck you? Why do they never you know what I'm saying?
Because the comfortability is for self. The
individual
it's the law of self-preservation is number one. So it's just like Charleston White. Charleston White started out really being down at the city county building, being at different little venues, being at all these places and rallies and fighting for children and fighting for youth and fighting for rights. And he started off like that. I researched him. Once he saw that the people wasn't fucking with him on that level, he started changing with the mentality of, well, just fuck y'all, fuck everybody, fuck. And he started doing a lot of disrespectful stuff that I don't condone. But I do understand a lot of stuff that he says, and a lot of stuff that he says has truth and merit. But at the same time, you can't bring a message and then like contradict yourself by doing other things that can cause problems.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I can't say fire in the building, and knowing that by the time I say that, everybody gonna trample each other. Yeah. When I should just go to the back row first and say, hey, can y'all just come out? I need y'all to kind of file out of here. I'm gonna try to control the setting. Yeah. Get everybody out peacefully before they figure out, oh, it's a fire. So with Charleston White, he started to get this money now. He started getting booked, and he said, now I have no need or desire to want to change the world or help anybody else. Yeah. Fuck y'all. Yeah. I'm getting money.
I understand him on that too, because the thing is, this you can open that whenever you're ready to.
Yeah, I see you ready. You ready to get a little bit more of this Mexican death?
Yeah, right.
The Mexican death.
Right. Well, what you call it?
It's epsilon. Look at the word epsilon. Now, what does it mean? We need to know. See, that's a lot of times we do shit, drink shit, don't even know what it means. That shit might say death to all,
Oh my
what do
God,
it mean?
I'm sure it ain't that bad.
Man, somebody look that up for me right quick. Yeah. Somebody, please. Oh, man.
Oh, they don't have it written in this room yet? I'm trying to. Damn, they don't got it written. I was gonna give you the Wi-Fi code, but that's crazy. They don't got it written.
Yeah, we need the Wi-Fi code.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. I should have made sure you had that before. You know what I mean?
I need the Wi-Fi code.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, can I get somebody? I need somebody to check out what we trying to look up. Epsilon. Somebody look up epsilon. What do epsilon mean, y'all?
That's funny as hell.
Somebody look that up and shoot that up in here to me, man. Let me know what we drinking.
Oh my God!
Shout out to JD. Shout out to Michelle. Shout out to Michelle. I got face. Shout out to Tanika. Shout out to Moolah D Goat. Shout out to Low X, Chris Jordan, Tulo, Flint's Guy
Thank
Fisher.
You guys for tuning in.
Buck. Shout out to everybody watching CharlieGtv. Man, we about to get into this interview though, man. We just been kind of freestyling, but now it's really trying to get off into.
But yeah,
this interview here.
But yeah, I want to ask you, what was it like for you growing up?
Growing up for me in Detroit was it really wasn't like a lot of dangerous stuff going on that we feared, and we stayed in the gutter. We stayed in the inner city. It wasn't the only thing that I can remember my mother saying, lay on the floor when they would be shooting in for New Year's Eve. Mm-hmm. Lay on the floor. Get on the floor in case a bullet might come through the door or window or something. Other than that, The whole everything that you hear in the comedies being by the lights out. I mean, when the lights come on, street lights come on, all that's all Detroit. Dexter and Joy Road, Ravenswood. We started out on Ravenswood and Grand River, Yellowstone and Joy Road, Quincy and Joy Road, Mackinac and Joy Road, Virginia Park between Homer and Radford. Moved over to Calvert and Hamilton. Then we moved over to Hendry between St. Albans and Du Bois, right over here by the area that we in right now, by the Eastern Market, the Black Bottom, Shane area. Went to Newson. I went to Kettering. I went to Angel Elementary. I mean, like, it was just growing up. Everything was just growing up, and it really was no fears. We played in abandoned houses.
So you say, do you feel like gun violence is more now than it was back then?
Yeah, for sure.
See that Detroit is violence wise. Although
Detroit has always been violent. Detroit held the murder capital down. We helped. Detroit held the murder capital down for years, for decades.
Yeah.
So I grew up like that. So we talking about something that's almost, I'm so callous to that. You know what I'm saying? Realistically, when it comes to like gunplay, murder, we're callous to that. So I mean, it's not about watching movies and TV. It's about really living that. You know what I'm saying? And our lifestyle in Detroit is not even as hardcore as it is in California. They gunplay as a whole, that's a whole nother lifestyle. So I'm proud to be from Detroit and understand, but I understand that every region has its own season.
Yeah.
I understand that each sector of this world, it has to be respected for what it is and what it does. New York, Brooklyn, all that.
People still fight where I'm from.
Man, hip hop. I mean, what you mean? Come on.
People still fight in Brooklyn. You know what I mean?
Brooklyn.
There's not as many fist fights out here, you know what I mean? But you still get into a fist fight in Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? Out here.
Brooklyn still is, you got to say Brooklyn.
All right. A homie might have a knife on you, but in Brooklyn, they're not really, they ain't doing it.
Brooklyn, New York is just it, man. I used to talk, the way I talk, like back in the days, people used to always ask me, you from New York? And I don't know, I had an accent or something. I don't know what the fuck it was, but a lot of people, I like New York. Everything, New York is the fashion capital, period. Yeah. And then after New York, it's Detroit. Nah, anybody want to challenge that? Holla.
Listen, Detroit, as a New Yorker coming to Detroit, I got to let you know that I fuck with Detroit heavy.
We fuck with y'all. Everything from Averex to Timbo's, Tommy Hilfiger, Tag Gear.
Yeah, I fuck with Detroit.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's always been a Detroit, New York connection. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, when you look at New York and the things that y'all go through, man, Detroit is similar. Just y'all just have subways and it's a different culture.
Yeah,
but I understand it. I done did everything out of New York. We done did it. Gazelles, breakdancing, cardboard on the linoleum on the ground, all that. So when you ask me what was it like growing up in Detroit, man, it was like that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It was that. I was there for that.
But you also lived through the golden era as well. You got to live through the 80s and the 90s a little bit. You know what I mean?
Well, see, now we dipping into another part of the conversation. I don't know if you're ready for it, but from the 80s and the 90s, I was incarcerated.
Oh.
So I missed everything. I missed everything from High Top Face, MC Hammer Pants, Freakniks, all that. All I could do was hear about it from either guys coming into prison or my family members on the phone.
How many years?
20 on the first one.
Damn.
Straight. 1987 to 2006.
Damn. That's a long time.
Damn. Put some sort of fanfare or something on. Give me something. What would you say that? What kind of? Let me see. What kind of damn go with that, man? Because I need to see. But let me see what. That sound like Tinkerbell.
Yeah.
Don't do that no more. Shit.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that, man? I did 20 years and he do a Tinkerbell sound. No, that's the wrong sound.
Yeah, it's the wrong sound.
Don't do that.
It ain't got sounds like I want. It got some, but nothing that I would really want in there. But yeah, what you call it? That's crazy. So my thing is I've been arrested, sure, you know what I mean? Maybe did like a little day in there, whatever, but I never been to prison, you know what I mean? And I know that it's nothing to play with, you know what I mean? I wouldn't wish it on anybody, but 20 years you have to have learned some lessons from there, you know what I mean? You learn new things every day, you know what I mean? So what are some lessons you might have learned that you feel are worth relaying to the people?
Well, you know, a lot of people want to hear all the horror stories. One of the lessons I learned is it's important to read. It's important to study. It's important to grow. It's important to become better.
Yeah.
It's important to change. It's important for revolution. It's important for 360 degrees of everything that we do.
Yeah.
It's important. Yeah, you got to learn how to navigate through trials and tribulations. But the thing but along with being able to navigate through trials and tribulations, you got to be obtaining some sort of knowledge to stay a step ahead.
Yeah.
If I didn't study and read and become better through the knowledge that I was gaining by associating with individuals that were doing like things, then I just would have been running around aimlessly, continuously getting into trouble, constantly running my head into walls and having constant conflict and battle with others outside of myself, because you got to understand that the number one person that you have conflict with is who?
You.
So we don't learn that until, like, you should know that at a young age. Like, you should know, like, you are going to be your worst enemy. We hear it, but it sounds cliche-ish. People say it to you, but they don't break it down to you. So when you hear all this stuff growing up, you're going to be this, you're going to be that. You just like this, you just like that. You boom, 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 boom. A hard head make a hard ass. You ain't going to learn. You hear all these things, but they don't really break it down to you. Like, hey, listen, man, if you continue to move like this, that's being hard-headed. And when we say a hard head makes a soft behind, we saying that, bro, you're going to get in trouble. You're going to be somewhere that you're not going to be able to want to sit down and be comfortable. A soft behind, that means that somebody going to be spanking that ass one way or another, telling you to go this way, go that way. No, yes, you can't do this. Oh, no, come over there, stop, bend over, cough, spread, pull, back, hold up. I didn't see it. Spread it again. Spread it again wider. Matter of fact, you go to the hole. You're resisting. Because I don't want to spread my anal cavity. Like, you trying to make me, I haven't even seen my own cavity hole back there. You're behind me bending and talking about cough, spread, pull, hold up. Do I see something? Is that something peeking out? Yeah, it might be some corn or some shit or some paper towel. But now you're trying to play some shit like, oh, I think I see a little piece of string. Oh, now they want to do a cavity search. Now they want to emasculate you and violate you. And, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just true life shit. It's just true life shit that you never think about because y'all so busy watching Power and in Ghosts and all this other shit. But in real life, it's real life shit going on that is far, far, far beyond that in which you can see in any Tubi movie. So we have to understand that a lot of us that have been in those situations, we have been tainted mentally, physically, and spiritually. So shout out to all my felons. Shout out to everybody that's been incarcerated. Shout out to all the brothers who have came home, have been able to maintain and keep their wits. You understand what it is to be able to keep your wits, to be able to keep your sanity?
Yeah.
After being compelled to be incarcerated, locked up, confined.
Yeah. It's tough to deal with. It's still I couldn't imagine. You know what I mean? But the amount of will that it takes to still pick up the pieces, to look at the hand that you now have and make your best plays.
You have to fight every day to show and prove that you want to be a productive citizen.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really doing applications and going places and arguing with people about why I can't get a job. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to saying fuck getting a job and being involved in street life or being involved in illegal activity or being involved in shooting a move, shooting this move, trying to make this happen, trying to make that happen, just scrambling. At the end of the day, when you start trying to scramble in a positive light, you see who really rocking with you and who fuck with you. You see who really with you when you down and out. You see. And trust me, I see. So I know who's who and what's what. It ain't hard to tell. I ain't looking for much. I don't, nobody's obligated. I mean, all of, everything, but everything is real. Rest in peace to my little brother, Sue. Rest in peace to my nephew, Swizzy.
Man.
They both just passed recently. My brother just passed a couple weeks ago.
Sorry to hear that.
He just died at 55. I mean 51.
Damn, that's young.
Heart attack. Yeah. And I'm 55. You know what I'm saying? And when my little brother passed, man, it was just like,
that's little bro.
yeah.
I got a younger brother.
Man, life is precious, but at the same time, it's not like we know that it's not forever.
Yeah.
It might be the day tomorrow. It might be 10 years from now. It might be 20, 50. But, you know, you feel good and you want to do good. And so the thing is, what do we do in order to ensure that our legacy is left behind? And even if we don't leave behind financial, like a financial, catalog, legacy-wise, at least leave behind something by way of, audio or video. Leave behind some sort of message that can be taken and given so that it can cause and help someone else to coexist in this thing called life. This thing called life, man, It don't come with no rule book, man. It ain't easy, it's man. Not. It ain't easy, man. It don't come with no book. We are the creators of the book. They were creators of the Bible. That was one of the books. But when is the new book going to be written? I am a true believer that there needs to be a new biblical, spiritual source of documentation placed in the same fashion like as the Bible of old.
Yeah.
But it needs to be newer characters that we can release to. Even if it's Gandhi, Martin Luther King, they need to be placed in books that would be considered biblical books 200 years from now. You know what I'm saying? The new Bible. It needs to be something that will be able to document the Kwame Kilpatrick that went to prison for, things that had been done by other similar politicians before him, and they didn't even do a day in jail. Mm-hmm. Man, it's a lot of stuff, man. We've been had Malice Green. Malice Green was way before George Floyd.
I hear you.
We got history.
We do have history.
We got history from the gym shoes to real life stuff, man.
I wanted to speak also to some of the names that you had made, the Mandelas and the maybe the Martin Luther Kings and those type people, like with the individual self-preservation. Now, the people that we admire most in history, in my opinion, are not people that necessarily valued self-preservation over the people. You know, because if you think about Mandela and what he had to go through, or if you think about Martin Luther King, how he ended, these people received many death threats and many things before. There was many signs that told them, hey, there's another way you could live that can maybe not result in your early death, or you can keep going down the path you're going, and they still went down the path they was going. You know what I mean? So because
imagine if somebody sent a letter to your house and you get a letter in your mailbox and it say, Charlie G, you black ass nigger. If you come to New York and do that speech, we're going to kill you. Mm-hmm. Now, you get a letter like this in the mail. Do you take it serious? Do you just say fuck it? Do you stick with the cause that you're fighting for and still go? Martin received letters like that.
Yeah.
Malcolm received letters like that.
Yeah.
Mandela received letters like that. Obama received letters like that. I have been told things like that. Mm-hmm. We have all been told, if you do this, if you do that, this is what's going to happen to you.
Yeah.
Now, do you move on it or do you let it slide? Do you be like, well, I'm cool, I ain't going to go? And that's just rhetorical. Because at the end of the day, it's what choice and decision you're going to make.
Yeah.
And if you make the choice and decision to go, you could possibly get killed. Then to me, you're a revolutionary. Mm-hmm.
That's what it takes, because at the end of the day, when you're trying to see, at the core of what I'm trying to do, and at the end of the day, is I call myself, I'm God's warrior. You know what I mean? The thing is this: if you're saying you're trying to oppose evil, if you're saying you're trying to stand for the good, If you're saying you're trying to stand for good and stand for positivity, then what you're doing is you're trying to oppose evil. You know what I mean? So when you try to fight evil, evil is evil. So evil might try to kill you, might try to trick you, subvert you, corrupt you. You know what I mean? Because that's what evil does. You know what I mean? So you have to be ready and recognize the force that you're fighting against. You know what I mean? So what you're talking about are all the tactics that evil will use to take you out the game, because that's what it has to do.
But evil has been forever.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about evil like evil is something that we have to fear. Evil is us. I am evil. You are evil. Everybody has evil. If you think that you don't have evil, then how could you have love?
Yeah, that's what we fight.
You feel me? How could you have God if you don't have evil? There is a law of duality. Mm-hmm. The law of duality means two. Mm-hmm. Two. Righteousness and falsehood. Mm. Good and bad. God and devil. It's in us.
I agree.
It's in us. I am not scared of the devil because the devil is in me. It's always been in me. Your grandmother told you, boy, get your little bad ass on, get your little devilish. It's always been in us. We have cartoons that we have watched that have one cartoon character on the shoulder with angel wings. Yep. And it said, and he looked like Droopy or Scooby Doo or whatever the character was. And then on the other shoulder, it was another character that looked like the devil.
Yep.
And those characters would do what? Whisper in the ear of the character and say, now, Scooby-Doo, you know we're not supposed to be doing this.
Yeah.
And then in the other ear, it'd be the devil character, and it'd be like, now, come on, you know we can do this.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna care.
Yeah.
Come on to get a slice of that pie.
Yep.
Your mama ain't gonna whoop you. I'll make sure of it. We've always had that.
Yep. Yep.
Why fear it? Come on, man. That's why I'm trying to tell you, don't fuck with me.
I understand.
When I'm in my godly state. Because you don't want me to bring out my devilish state, bro. Mm-hmm. The Incredible Hulk. Mm-hmm. Don't make me turn into the Green Man. That's all it is, man.
I understand that, but you have to be able to tap into that, use that as a weapon of survival instead of a weapon of self-destruction.
Because guess what? If you understand that evil is within all of us, then we can harness it. Mm-hmm. I harness it. I place it. I put it in position. I am in control of it. Mm-hmm. I'm in control of it. Mm. I don't fear it. It came from God. Lucifer came from God.
It's true.
His most beautifulest angel. The angel that ended up one day saying, let me slide down here. He started looking and desiring. And when we start desiring things outside of our own realm of existence, then we become greedy, envious, jealous. We start doing things outside of our nature, hurting family and friends, just like fucking everybody. I ain't that. So by me knowing that I'm not that, when I meet people and I know people and people know me from back in the days and they say things about me, then I pretty much know what I am. I have work to be done. Yeah. But I know I'm cool. I know what I know what road and what path I'm on. I know what's important when it comes to revolution and teaching the people as opposed to fleecing the people.
Yeah. So many people in the hood, they seem to be ready for violence, or they would say, or they're ready to die, or they do things that are like could result in that thing. You know what I mean? But my thing is that they do it for personal gain, or and even when they do gain more money, and they never turn that will towards the people. Like when you're saying, if they do go to those speeches, they're willing to die, right? But to do that, you're willing to die for a cause, for a reason. These people are all willing to die for themselves. Why? Well, where's the people that are willing to die for the people? Where's the people that's willing to die for the cause? Where are the people that are willing to die for change? Where are the people? Where are those? Because those are the people we need. You know what I mean? And that's why I say that there's rap beefs. All of you guys are only gangster when it's up to ready to bear arms in war against your own people. None of you will say Russia or Taiwan or any entity that really has any power over you. You won't say Boeing. You won't say anything about the vaccines or code. No. But if it's another rapper that looks like you, oh yeah, you'll worship, wish death, or you'll do a whole bunch of, you're real gangster then. But anything that's going to help the people or push the thing forward, you know what I mean? You're all of a sudden, well, I don't get into power. Well, I don't like politics. Well, I don't get into anything that'll actually help my people. All I do is perpetuate the worst things ever. You know what I mean? But the thing is, like, we need gangsters that are gangster for the right reasons.
Well, here's the thing. To be gangsters for right reasons is this. You have to appease the people and appeal to the people. If you don't appease the people and appeal to the people, then what the people need, They need things. They need things. They need money. They need bills paid. They need food. They need accessibility. They need access. They need to be able to. They need mobility.
Yeah.
Like we need medical. We need help.
I agree.
So in order to receive these things, and if we're not receiving these things, then a lot of us are placed in positions where we just take advantage of situations that are placed upon us, like Medicare or Medicaid or welfare, and we use these things and we take these things and we just become complacent and we just become satisfied with that. We're not pushing for being entrepreneurs. We're not pushing for. I'm not saying that we're not. Let me take that back. There are a lot of entrepreneurs here in Detroit. There are a lot of entrepreneurs all over the world, but I'm saying we have to perpetuate that as a thought process.
I think that the industries that we choose to be entrepreneurs in are a little limited in my mind. You know what I mean? For example, hip hop has been one industry I'd like to see. One industry I'd like to see the black people get into is gun manufacturing. The only reason I know what an FN pistol is because of how many rappers have talked about it in verses. You know what I mean? And there was a whole rap group called Smith & Wesson. You know what I mean? And how many times these rappers are going to talk about Glock and all these other guns that are all made by white-owned manufacturers that all make a bunch of money off of hip-hop culture, giving free promotion to their guns, and hip-hop makes them money. They're not once have any gun manufacturer ever said, oh, this is the little Uzi version of it, or this is our actual... the people that make the AK-47 ever put out like the chopper on the side of the chopper edition, you know what I mean, so that a rapper could buy it and it says chopper on it from AK-47. Then they never embrace black culture, but black culture is constantly embracing these white gun manufacturers. I mean, so why has no black millionaire made his own gun manufacturer and use hip hop to promote it? Because hip hop promotes guns so fucking on its own already. Since you like promoting guns, why not promote guns that are made by a black man? You know what I mean? Right. And that factory that the guns are made could be, worked by black people. You know what I mean? And like to me, it's a no-brainer. You know what I mean?
I mean, at the end of the day, man, it's even deeper than that. I mean, fuck where we buy the guns from, man. We at war right now, man. And if y'all don't understand what kind of war we at, it's imperative that we understand when I say war, I'm talking about mentally, physically, and spiritually. It's about who's coming up, who's doing what, who's making moves, who's buying property, who's investing in land, who's saving money, who's spending money, who's doing this. Everything is being calculated and strategically worked on right now at this particular time, and we have to pay attention to it. We got to understand that these calculations, man, if you're not listening, you're going to be just like the people in the days of the Bible when they weren't listening to Noah, when they weren't listening to Moses, or when they weren't listening to Lot, when they weren't listening to Abraham, when they weren't listening to the men that were they didn't even listen to Jesus, man.
I agree.
So when you start not listening to the threes and to the Mr. Go-Tos and the Charlie G's and the what's Charleston Whites.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We got to listen and be able to take note of what's going on and not just take note of what's being placed in front of us and look at it as being like just entertainment.
Yeah.
We got to be able to realize that there's some truths in some of this stuff as well, man.
I guess sorry, but go ahead. I like the view that Kanye did that one time when Kanye had that interview with Charlemagne, and also he was showing off his land in Wyoming. I don't know if he still owns it or not. You know what I mean? But for a second, he tried to have a vision about what he was going to do with that land. You know what I mean? It, of course, never came to fruition, and Kanye is an unstable character that couldn't bring it to manifestation because he has been tainted by the industry and there's many things that he fucks with. But that's not the point. The point is this. I think that to change black people as a whole, you need to start with that, like buy some land and invest money in the land. You know what I mean? Whether you want to start with building a school, you know what I mean?
But you got to have money to buy land. So right now,
no, but black people got there's more black millionaires now than there's ever been.
For sure, existence. But we talking. See, listen, you talking about motherfuckers
it's
with
the
money.
Culture. It's the culture.
But fuck the motherfuckers with the money. We talk about motherfuckers that ain't got no money. So if you ain't got no money and you down low, and you talk about investing land, investing this, how the fuck can I invest in land when they about to cut my lights out?
But that's what I'm saying. Like that, I would want them to build a factory to get the jobs. Because you saying,
listen, fuck that. Listen, Charlie G.
Black people need jobs.
Charlie G. Fuck the jobs. Black people need to start to be entrepreneurs. We already know how to be hustlers.
Yeah, I agree.
We already know how to be hustlers. We already are hustlers by nature, man. We can't look for a pie in the sky. A case of water, $3.49. Sam's Club, Costco's, 40 bottles at $1 a piece. 40 bottles at $1 a piece. You spent $3 on getting $40.
Yep.
If we continue to move in that fashion alone, imagine where we could be. Imagine where we could be, bro. Shout out to your boy, Mr. Go-To, because today we going to be in Blues in the Park. So y'all come down there. I got bottled waters. I got beers. I got juices. And I got pops. $1, $2, $3. Come on, holler at your boy, man. Come on down there and get at me. Blues in the Park.
That's smart.
You feel me?
Set up shop and have them come to you.
Come on, man. I'm talking about today. Blues in the Park. Y'all know where the stage is going to be. I'm going to be right there by the stage.
That's dope.
You ain't got to look hard. You ain't got to look far to find me. Bottled waters, juices, pops, beers. Pull up. Ice cold.
That's amazing.
Blues in the Park. Come on down and fuck with me, man. And at the end of the day, if we become governors of our own situation, we'll be okay.
A lot of times, but I know people. Not everyone has the discipline of what it takes to run a business. So, yes, I would encourage black people to start a business. I do. But I understand also that one of the reasons I'm telling them to build a factory is because black people need jobs. We need jobs by employers that respect us and are going to not treat us like shit, you know what I mean, and be a little more accommodating to the worker. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of businesses are suffering and having a bad turnover rate because they treat their employees like shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm at my day job and my second job are both going through the same problem. You know what I mean? They have personnel problems. They have people don't like the money they're getting paid. People don't like how strict they are with the rules. You know what I mean? It'd be like, sometimes they might be okay with how much you're paying them if you wasn't on their ass every 2 seconds about every fucking thing, but you want to be up my ass about everything and pay me a little bit of money. Well, now I'm not a happy kid. Now I'm on my break time. I'm on Indeed.com trying to find another job. That's what I'm doing now because how you treat me. You know what I mean? And
guess what? Guess what, bro? While most of us we have been raised to be workers instead of being employers, and so we work and strive to be employees to some degree. But we all do side shit. Like, I know people that do nails. I know people that do bedazzling this and gluing this and gluing that and rhinestones this and accessories that. Shirts this, T-shirts that.
Yeah.
We all doing it. Food this, plates that, serving food. Pull up to the crib. We got short rib dinners. Woo, 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 woo. You feel me? And once we pass, but it's so much, you got to pass the word. And like, old girl, and they be cooking short ribs over there with the Jiffy cornbread, and they got like collard greens and yams. She'll charge $15 a plate.
That sounds good as fuck. Is it good? Is it good?
And good. $15 a plate. You got to look at what's the most expensive place in the city. Like you go to Motor City Soul Food. Shout out to Motor City Soul Food. I spent like $22 a plate in there. Shout out to celebrities right now. They got probably the lowest tickets on food in the building. These all drops I'm doing right now that really motherfuckers should be paying me for.
Yeah.
But celebrities do got the.
I've been to celebrities.
It's like $15 for a full, like a meat and 2 sides.
Yeah.
So, shout out to everybody that's hustling in the streets, man. That's really trying to make, ends meet and take care of themselves and keep their families afloat and keep themselves afloat because it's tight out here.
That's one of the
It's
reasons
tight out
why
here for real.
That's one of the reasons why I picked this business, a production company, you know what I mean? Because in 2024, the fact is this, it doesn't matter what business you're running. Let me tell you what you need. You need your business to be spread across the internet. You know what I mean? You need your business to have high-quality videos, images of you and your product, you know what I mean, spread across the internet. You know what I mean? And with my ability to disseminate content and clips across the internet like I do, you know what I mean? And my audio is on like 20 different platforms. Then my video is also on like 10 different platforms. You know what I mean? So
check us out on CharlieGtv, man. You see it on this shirt.
CharlieGtv. You
Charlie
literally
GTV, man.
Google CharlieGtv.
Google it, man. Check us out.
You know what I mean? Because I'm on so many websites and so many different platforms. You know what I mean? It's impossible for me not to pop up. You know what I mean? I've been uploading on them for 2-3 years straight. You know what I'm saying? So
if Brooklyn's in the house,
that's their consistency, dog. It's episode number 140 something. But I appreciate you. Look. What's the time? Oh yeah, we're doing perfect. But look,
perfect.
What you call it? So who were you in high school?
Who was I in high school? Who watching it? Who went to high school with me? Any of my high school friends on here? Let me see. It's a lot of activity going on. I ain't able to read everything and see everybody. And shout out everybody. But shout out to Erica. Shout out to Sheila. Shout out to Christopher Jordan. Shout out to Tulo. Shout out to Moolah D Go. Shout out to Barbs. Shout out to Buck again in the building. Who was I in high school? My high school reputation was short-lived because I ended up getting locked up.
Damn. That happened in high school. So what were the ages? I remember you said 87 to 2006.
87 to 2006 was like, that was 18 to 38. Damn. The high school situation, I was 13, 14 at Kettering High School. I got kicked out of school for being I got locked up in Kettering. A hall guard caught me in the hallways, and the principal told him to hold me until the police came, and they detained me, and I got locked up for a charge of unlawful person in school building because I had been excluded from school, but I went back up there to hang out with my girl and just hang out in the hallway with my friends, and I became a ward of the state for that charge.
Because you went to school you was expelled from?
A school that I was expelled from, just hanging out in the hallways, not shooting no guns, not doing nothing violent. Just, why are you up here to school? You ain't supposed to be up until your mother bring you up here type shit. Uh-huh. And I went to the youth home for that. I went to the youth home and became warded. Well, yeah, man, I've been through a lot, man. God damn.
At 18.
No, that was 14.
That was 14.
That was 14. I did from 14 to 18 in juvenile correctional facilities. I got out at 18 and was out for like 2-3 months and went to penitentiary.
Damn, only 2-3 months out, and then from 18 to 38?
Yeah.
Damn.
And from 14 to 18, juvenile correctional.
Damn.
Maxie Boys Training School.
That's a long time. So what would you...
Green Oak Center, man.
So if you could build a prison from scratch, what would it look like? You have to have somebody. If you could build a prison from scratch, designed for people to come in one way, well, I'm not going to say designed for however you design it for. What kind of prison what would your prison look like? What would the cells look like? What would the playground? What would the yard?
Well, if I could build a prison, it would be structured maybe in the same manner in which prisons are. The accessibility of what could be approved for the prisoners would be more. You would be able to have the personal clothes and all that. See, listen, at the end of the day, prisons do two things. They can reform you. They can rehabilitate you. But you have to want that. If you don't want that, then it's not going to happen. Secondly, as far as what you have and your individuality, that's why they took a lot of the personal clothes out, so that all the individuality, you had some guys that could afford having Air Jordans as opposed to a guy that couldn't even get a pair of Chuck Taylors.
Yeah.
So you don't want that, but you might have a guy that can't get no Chuck Taylors, but he a real gorilla.
Yeah.
So now you over here with these Jordans and I take your shit.
Yeah.
So they didn't want that on the yard.
Yeah.
They didn't want that type of stuff on the yard when it came to material items. So it's basically put everybody in the same type shit.
Yeah.
It's
probably smart.
It takes away from the individuality. But for me, I would allow individuality. But the thing is, play people like they need to be played and stop playing them like they just pieces of shadow slavery. You know, I'm like playing me like I'm property. You know, really show that we got to change, man. Eventually, you'll want to change or you not. I know guys that I grew up with that.
Please try to talk to the mic a little bit.
Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Hey, you told me.
See,
about
it
that
sounds
earlier.
completely different.
It sounds completely different. I sound like, hey, listen, man.
You sound like you're live on the radio.
Yeah, and I love hearing my own voice in the headphones. It excites me. I told one of my engineers a long time ago, I like hearing my voice when I have headphones on and I hear my own voice.
Locks you in.
It excites me.
Yeah.
Does it excite you?
Yeah.
I mean, it's exciting to hear yourself because you don't hear yourself really outside of that.
Yeah.
When you talking normally without headphones on, you talk, but when you hear yourself, it's exciting. So I can understand why some people feel the way they feel when they meet me.
Let me tell you something too. Another thing is this.
How you doing?
I will tell you this too. As a person that does podcasts and has a decent voice, you sound pretty good on the mic, brother.
No Diddy.
Nah, no Diddy.
No Diddy.
I can't even give my
No
brother
Diddy,
a compliment.
y'all.
Listen, man. Listen, there's so much
I'm over
hate.
here. I don't know how to feel.
I
feel like Mike Tyson when he was sitting on that couch with Diddy.
Let's fight. Like, why I gotta be all that? I can't say my guys.
Yeah, motherfucker can't express his own personal feelings to a motherfucker where we gotta feel weird and odd.
Damn.
Man, you sound good on the mic too, man. You have a radio voice.
Appreciate you.
You got the voice that's necessary. Everybody can't be on the radio.
Yeah.
When you listen to the voice has to be melodic. It has to be inviting.
It does.
It has to be, it has to make a person want to listen to you.
Yeah.
Hear what you have to say. When you talk about news or politics or radio or whatever, entertainment, you have to want to be able to hear the person. So sometimes some people, you just be like, man, would they just shut the fuck up? Just shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear that shit.
How do you feel about labor in prison? Prisoners either forced to do labor or I know some people that they said they were locked up for child support. So they're doing their job in prison was paying for the child support to pay for them to maybe be freer sooner or something like that. How do you feel about labor in general in prison?
I mean, when you say labor in prison, I ain't never looked at it like labor in prison. There was a time that prisoners made license plates. All the license plates was made in prison type shit. Mm-hmm. I know in prison, this desk that we sitting in front of, they make these in prison. So this table might have came from prison. So when I see furniture and stuff, certain things I see, if it have an MSI tag on it, that means Michigan State Industries made it. So I have seen stuff in society that I know that was made in prison. How do I feel about it? I don't give a fuck about it because they didn't give me a job. When I was in prison, I couldn't get in the factory. Factory prisoners that work in the factories, they make more money than people that work in the kitchen or any other prison job. So, to want to work in the factory was that's like a hierarchy. And if you can get in there, you can get in there. And if not, it's a wait and only certain people can go. And if you were, misconduct free. And so, I never was able to get in that type of sweet shit because I was always,
having some little trouble. Why, man? Why? I mean, one of my things that I
say,
go.
why was you having trouble in prison?
You know what I mean?
Why the fuck was I having trouble in prison? Is you crazy?
But I heard somebody some people say that. I heard someone say that if you just don't disrespect people and for the most part stay to yourself or just don't maybe associate with the worst people, that prison is it's not. I'm not gonna say it's not. It's still hard to navigate through, but there's ways to do it. You know what I mean? As opposed to being a knucklehead, you're gonna get hit a lot more than, you know what I mean? Or is that a lie? It's no matter what, it's a treacherous environment that's always gonna try to fuck you over. You know what I mean? And there's no way to. How do you feel about it? What advice would you give your brother or son if it was their first time going into prison and they had a 5-year bid they got to sit up to? What would you tell them?
First of all, you're gonna be able to. You're gonna be all right. You're gonna make it through. You can do the 5 years. 5 years ain't shit. That's what I'm gonna tell them straight out the gate. 5 years ain't shit.
Yeah, 5 years ain't shit to you. 5 years to them feels like 20.
They'll be all right. So I'm saying though, they gonna be all right.
They ain't gonna be all right.
You gonna be all right, or if you don't be all right, you gonna be fucking. Now, which one you want to do? Which one you want to do? You want to fuck? Or you gonna be all right?
Nah, you gonna be all right, bro. You gonna be all right.
You gonna be all right, man. You gonna be all right. You got 5 years to do. You got a family member that's gonna be able to walk you through and to help you navigate through. You have to make your own decisions in that bitch. You have to choose your own friends, your own associates, make your own choices. You got to do all that by yourself, but you got to be on point with what you do, man. You can't be slacking, because if you slack, then people gonna play you accordingly. And you don't want to get played accordingly. You want to set the narrative.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Set your own motherfucking narrative, or somebody gonna set the narrative for you. And when you let somebody set the narrative for you, now you just might as well just be a puppet or some shit.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. So That's that. All right. So set the narrative. You know what I mean? And
So what I would tell them is this, man. I would tell them this: if you get in trouble and you get in that situation, and you got somebody that's willing to help you or talk to you or help you walk you through it, just listen to what I say, man. Listen to what I tell you. The same applies for everything else that we encounter in life, man. Listen to what people are telling you. Friends, family, associate. I ain't talking about just being incarcerated in our daily lives. Listen. We're not listening to each other. Even listen to the children. The babies be saying stuff, man, and the Bible said it the best, out of the mouths of babes.
The truth.
We don't pay attention to the children when they are least tainted and when they are the most purest. When they are the most purest and the least tainted, when they have not been exposed to all the lies, deceit, and deception. When they say stuff like, oh, mama, he fat. Yeah, he fat, but you don't have to say that about him like that. But he's recognizing what he sees as a truth. So do we really smack his hand? Don't be saying that about that lady. Yeah, she fat.
Yeah.
But it's a time and a place to say everything. Don't always express yourself out in public in front of people because you could hurt somebody's feelings.
Yeah.
That's how you talk to your children.
Yeah. That matters a lot too. You know what I mean? It's just something that happens a lot more in black communities, you know what I mean? And I've dealt with a couple women that have done it to their kids, you know what I mean? You always gotta, I never want to get in between the parent and their kid, but at the same time, I wish that black parents would learn to try not to yell at your kids so much.
Right.
Talk to them. Yeah. Talk to them.
Communication is key.
In general, talk to them more in general. You know what I mean? Because I give my grandmother credit for my ability to talk for real. Because like they say, there was a study done between black children and white children or different neighborhoods, right? It's like they said something like by the time a white kid's like, I don't know, like 2 years old, 3 years old, that kid has heard like 3 million words or some shit. And his black counterpart kid has only heard like 500,000 or 1 million words. You know what I mean? Just different words, not baby talk, but just words. My grandmother used to talk to me when I was a baby in the crib, like talk to me like an adult, like give me somebody's like talk to me when I was a baby in the crib, talking to me, full sentences, full words, talking to me as a baby in the crib, and that gave my brain something to absorb. Someone talking at you, looking at you, you know what I mean? Like it's different than someone yelling at you. It's different, and it'll help.
And the same applies for our relationships. You know what I'm saying? We talk about raising children and talking to children and raising babies and families and how we communicate. Let me get on families. Let me get on relationships and mental health right quick. Mm-hmm. When it comes to relationships, a lot of us bring things into relationships that we shouldn't be bringing into relationships because it has nothing to do with the relationship that we're currently in.
Like what?
Like baggage. Like what? Excuse me, what I experienced in my last relationship or things that I did in my last relationship, I'm bringing over here to this relationship.
Yeah.
Certain things I had to leave or we should leave where it need to be laid at. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to sever, cut off, disassociate. And when we bring things from past relationships into new relationships, a lot of times it causes conflict, drama, unnecessary conversations, arguments, back and forth. And those things lead to what? Unnecessary energy.
Yeah.
It leads to energy that it drains us. Mm-hmm. So what I suggest is that when we meet and when we encounter new situations, let's look for the best. Let's look for the good. And because the good will always overcome the bad. Mm-hmm. For sure. I'm not saying everything is going to be hunky-dory. But if you stay on a positive note, then the negativity, it will not prevail.
No.
It won't. It won't. Bad situations, bad times, they won't be prominent unless you desire to be there.
Evil to me is like a bit of a parasite. You know what I mean? Because
evil is a part of us.
It is. It is.
And once we recognize it's not a separate entity and that it's a part of us, then we can control it more. I'm going to keep saying that. We have to understand that evil is a part of us and that we got to control it. And then if we control it and learn to control it and harness it, then we'll be that much on the road to redemption.
But that is willpower. That's one of the reasons why I try to work out. You know what I mean? Because every time I go to do push-ups, literally without fail, there is a voice that says, "How about no push-ups? How about
so push-ups
you know
ain't
what I mean?
so
How
so
about,
you forcing yourself. See, push-ups
about-
used to be my thing.
how about
I
how
like
about
them.
don't how about don't like I know I'm saying like for me in general we're working out in general, but you gotta tell that voice to go sit somewhere.
Well, let me tell you something. Every time you get down there, as soon as you get in the down position, and then when you go down, this is what you do.
As soon as you're down there, you feel good though.
I'm talking about once you go down, all the way down. And then you just get into it. Mm-hmm. It's always extended. Let that air out. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And once you do that, your strokes become. It's like I love doing push-ups. That was my strong point. Push-ups is my strong point.
Yeah.
Chest.
Yeah,
for me.
Chest is always my strong point.
Bench
too,
press, strong
bench
point.
press, yeah, for
Fold
sure.
5 max. Fold 5 bench press max. That was my strong point.
Yeah.
So for me, sit-ups for me was the one. Now that one, that sit-ups.
Yeah.
Getting down, having a big stomach. You know what I'm saying? Stomach being in the way, being a big guy, being able to be physically energetic and doing things physically, and it ain't easy.
No.
And so when people start pushing you to do things as a big guy, I started working out and doing things, and especially as part of being a melanic and having to go through physical awareness once a week, sometimes twice a week, and then it started becoming a part of my regiment.
Yeah.
It made me feel good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the physical part, because we have to be physically and mentally prepared at all times. When you physically prepared, the mental part is the next thing, and because
But they coincide, because it takes the mental toughness to become physically prepared.
The mind
to
is
push
a terrible
through the
thing.
pain.
The mind
to
is a
push
terrible
through.
thing to waste.
That's what I be saying. Like, you're going to do push-ups, but I feel good being strong. But me having to push through that little person that didn't want to do it inside to go do it anyway, that mental toughness, that discipline, you know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
you think I want to go to work every day? I go to work? Hell no. You know what I mean? But got to make money to fund the bills. Got to make money to pay for the podcast studio. You know what I mean? Got to make money to pay for the equipment. You got to fund the dreams. The only way to do it. I gotta. What do I care more about? Me being happy going to work, or my dreams progressing because I have the money to fund them? You know what I mean? Like, whatever. You know what I mean? I like I said, I take orders when I'm on the clock, because when I'm off the clock, I get to be a boss. I get to chase my dreams. I get to put my energy off the clock into progressing as far as I can into there. You know what I mean? So I let them win the battles at work, because honestly, this is their whole life. Their whole life is this job. Like, they don't, after this, they go watch Netflix. They don't do anything else with their lives.
Right.
This is all they got. They need to win this argument right now at this job, because this is all they got in life. You know what I mean? So I let them win. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah, and then when they go sit down somewhere, I continue working, and they want to, the word proof is in the pudding. But I wanted to ask you, since you're a pretty built guy, you know what I mean? Although one of these probably wouldn't work, but what's your favorite sport to watch or play, maybe?
Okay. A lot of y'all finna hear, some of y'all people that's watching and know me already know what the answer finna be. Some of y'all gonna hear this answer and find it to be odd. But if you do, blame my mama. My mother never let me play sports because she was a Jehovah's Witness. So therefore, when she did, Coach Bogart, shout out to Coach Bogart from Kettering High School. I know he's passed. Rest in peace, Coach Bogart. But Coach Bogart was the only person that was able. He saw me in the hallway one day and said, "You gonna play for my football team?" I said, "Man, my mama ain't gonna let me play no sports, bro." He said, "Give me your mama phone number. I'm gonna talk to her. She gonna let you play." And I was like, I was cool with that. Like,
you wanted to play football?
I wanted to play sports. Mm-hmm. But I already knew my mother. I said, my mother is not finna let this man. She not. I gave him the number. He called my mother. He hung up the phone and he handed me some paperwork and said, "Take that home to your mama. She finna fill this out." Yeah, I was on the team for Kettering High School.
Wow.
I didn't play much, but I was on the team.
Hey,
I was more into stealing cars and wearing Levi's and top 10s and silk shirts.
Practice?
Man. Nah, man. I got paddled too. He paddled me for not being in practice. He paddled me for one day for having lipstick prints on my. I had like kisses, like Margaret kissed on my cheek and put lips. He said, "What the fuck is you gay?"
Wow.
And I was like, what you mean? You said you got lipstick all on your face? He paddled me for that. And he really wanted me to play on his team, man. But I had no desire to play. I really was doing illegal shit.
You needed money.
I mean, it wasn't even, it was the thrill about doing illegal shit.
It was a thrill? It was probably was
you
fun.
Know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
the whole thrill of just being illegal, stealing, selling dope, you know what I'm saying? Just illegal is that's why I say evil is in all of us. You know what I'm saying? I've been around evil, man. I know what it's like to be evil.
We've all stolen something. You've stolen a little candy from a store once.
Little candy,
and it was exciting, wasn't it?
Man, my mother sent me to the store one day to go get some chicken, and I'm talking about a whole chicken with the wings and the chicken. The one that looked like a little miniature turkey.
Yeah,
the whole body,
the whole chicken, the whole body.
Man, do you know that I wore my winter coat, my burgundy winter coat, my big boy that hung past my knees, and I took that chicken and put that chicken inside my pants. I had chicken blood dripping all down my leg and everything.
Oh, my God.
And I stole that chicken, and I took it home. And my mother said, where is the receipt? Because I kept the money that she gave me. I figured it all out. She said, I figured it out. I said, okay, I keep this little $5. It was food stamps too. And my mother said, where is my receipt? And made me go back and get a receipt. Do you know I went back to that grocery store up on the boulevard between Concord and over there by the Concord and Palmer, over there, right there next to Kingsway, the old Kingsway. I went back up to that store, man, and literally stood there and was waiting for somebody to come through with a chicken in their cart, looking for a lady or a man that was buying a chicken so I could get their receipt.
Wow. That's funny. You still wasn't trying to pay for the chicken. You were still trying to find another
I mean,
receipt.
man, I don't steal no more, but I mean, you know, I was stealing when I was young, man. Everybody know that, man. I was stealing when I was young, man.
That's funny.
Flipping receipts and taking stickers off one shirt and putting it on another shirt. Like I understood the assignment at a young age, and didn't nobody really teach me, man. I ain't get taught by no crew of boosters or none of that. You know what I'm saying? I just got it. Like I just did it. I was the only child. I was the only child as far as my mother's only child. You know what I'm saying? So I really was raised as an only child, and I did only child shit. I played with myself by myself. I fought by myself for myself. You know what I'm saying? So when, you know, like when I went to my father's and I had brothers and sisters over there by way of my father and his household, it was just always just, it was fun. We wasn't really fighting each other and beefing with each other. It was like being a part of something as opposed to always being by myself.
So you liked having siblings? It was more fun. It's better.
Yeah, man, it's fun. But you always want to be you always gotta be. It's like you fight to be a part of something.
Yeah,
you gotta show and prove to be a part of something. You know what I'm saying? It's the same with anything else you be in. Organizations, you know, fraternities, sororities. You gotta show and prove to be a part of something. Bro.
Yeah.
Motorcycle clubs, social clubs, at work, at a job, at the Ford plant. You got to
show up
to be, you know, to be on the union. You got to be a part of something.
Yeah.
So you always got to fight. And as a kid, you don't know how to rationalize and get it together. And as an adult, it's even hard for us adults too, because we just don't get it. It's some people that don't get it, man.
Yeah.
They be fucked up out here in these streets, man.
That's what I mean. That's what I was saying earlier about there's some people that are more weak than evil. Like the way how you can get it, you can understand how, all right, I make better decisions, I'll have better outcomes, I can improve my life. You know what I mean? That hope, but you have hope in your ability to make the right decisions. You know what I mean? That's ability. That's the ability to do. Some people are lost. Some people don't get it. Some people don't get that. Some people don't see but to me, some of that's why the victimhood mentality is one of the worst things that happen to black people in mind. This whole, I would be successful, but if it's the white man holding me back. Like, listen, do you think the white man, you think, let's say he is holding you back. Is that going to stop you? You know those millionaires during segregation time, there's millionaires now. If you going to make it, you going to make it. It's up to you, dog. You know what I'm saying? So you going to tell me there's millionaires during segregation time, but you can't make it today. something stopping you today. But those millionaires 40, 50, 60 years ago, those millionaires that look like you.
Well, even more,
You know what I mean?
but I mean, it's all about the approach, though. The approach in which we're raising and rearing our children almost in the same manners that most of us was raised. So we telling them to get jobs. We telling them to go to school. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to excel in sports. I mean, but realistically, we're in the day and age now where all we should be telling our children is you got to be your own businessman. You got to be your own boss. You got to be an entrepreneur. You got to learn how to do business. You got to learn how to do business.
Yeah.
You know, we can't just be somebody that's been raised as with a silver spoon and then talk about you standing on business. You know, the little yellow little nigga. You know what I'm saying? That nigga, boy, come on, stop playing. You was raised. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when you really come from like where I come from, and then you see other shit, it'd be like, man, if you don't get the fuck on,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Realistically, man, because we got bigger fish to fry. You know, standing on business, man, is really letting our people know, man, like when I look at my nieces and nephews and I go around, there's 10, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them. It's like, damn. And a few of them is working. Damn near all of them, my nieces and nephews, damn near all got jobs.
Good.
You know what I'm saying?
Good.
Damn. But entrepreneurial-wise, business-wise, or them coming together and they got a food truck or they selling icy slushies or something downtown, or when we know major events, shout out to Juneteenth, man. Here, I got it. I fuck what I'm talking about. Juneteenth is coming up.
What's
like,
going on?
Man, what's going on is whatever we put into effect.
Is there an event? No, because
man, this event's gonna probably be everywhere.
You see how Cinco de Mayo, how there was the
man. Cinco de Mayo is a Mexican, Latino, Hispanic cultural tradition.
And Juneteenth is our shit. So what we doing?
Juneteenth should be ours.
It is. Who else is it for?
But
I'm
saying, but it hasn't caught on yet.
Yeah, not as much as that's what I'm saying. That's why I compared it to Cinco de Mayo.
It's gonna be more motherfuckers probably celebrating 4th of July than it will be Juneteenth.
Damn,
but Juneteenth is actually really realistically the only way I can describe it so that you can just really get it.
It's our 4th.
Juneteenth is our 4th of July, man. God damn.
Oh, I know what Juneteenth is, but do the black people know enough to get
that's all I'm saying.
About it?
That's all I'm saying. Our people as a whole need to just get it one day and be like, oh, that's our shit, and then gravitate to it and understand it and celebrate it.
This is what I never understood about why because what makes white people, some of the things that make white people so rich is because they own what we do. Just think about this. We make hip hop. We make the beats.
Right.
Black people make the beats. Black people make the bars.
Man, come on.
And white people own the record company and the distribution. So they're millionaires and billionaires off of our talent and our work. You know what I mean? Right. And it's the same thing with the...
But here's the thing. You sound like one of the... When you say they're making this off of our talent and our work, you sound like one of the people that's talking about when a white man do this and a white man do that. Because guess what? In 2024, we don't have to allow them to be that.
No.
I don't.
That's
I'm saying. You're a prime example of that. So if we don't have to allow them to be that, then we need to preach that.
But people are scared. Like, for example...
so what? We just talked about Martin and Malcolm getting letters in the mail.
Like Drake's a punk ass nigga to me, and for a lot of reasons. But the number one reason why is because, like a year or two ago, or three, like maybe like 3 years ago, something like that, 2 years ago, very recently, Drake had become. He didn't publicize it, but Drake had become free from his initial record deal. It took 10 years, but he was free. So he was free to the point where he could have gone independent as Drake. Now, think about this. You Drake 10 years into your career, you're on top of the game. You know what I mean? If anybody has a chance to be successful as an independent artist, you know what I mean? It was Drake. You know what I mean? And then Drake still said, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and sign for $400 million. And I mean, sure, $400 million is a good amount of money. But you got to understand how business works. If they signed you for $400 million, that's because they knew that they could make more than $400 million off of the owning your music, dog. Obviously, you know what I mean. Like,
right.
So, but why? Well, why? 10. So I'm just thinking about the independent artist. 10 years in, with a fan base like Drake had, he still signed as a signed artist. You know what I mean? Afraid to stand on his own too. That's so as a young artist who is not 10 years in Drake, don't got Drake's fan base and don't have millions of dollars already, afraid to stand on their own too. I understand why they end up running to the record label, you know, because they don't understand the work that it takes. You know what I mean? Like I hear people say want to do podcasts, you know what I mean? And I think that they should. I think that they should, but I think they also got to respect that the self-motivation. You see, I started this in 2021, and still today, it makes no money today. You know what I mean? No money, right? So
let me tell you this: you're not making no money because you're not making the moves to make the money.
Yeah, I'm not but I will even. I'm making my phases now to make more. But even then, it's purely off the podcast. Though my plans to make money aren't even purely off the podcast. It was off of the equipment I'm gonna buy for the pod to make money as like doing video shoots or filming things for sports leagues or live entertainment things.
You have to create your own.
But as a podcaster, making money as a podcaster.
No, I'm saying even as a podcaster, you have to generate and be able to create that in which you want to do to where it's sellable. And you will be making money, and where people will have no problem with giving you money for even allowing them the opportunity to be on your platform.
But I have to build it first. First, you got to build it.
I mean, and guess what? I mean, we could talk about it now, but I'm gonna tell you this: don't ever let me hear you say that you got to build it again, because you are building. You're already in the process. Mm-hmm. You sound like you're being defeated.
No, I'm not defeated. Okay, I'm not defeated. Okay. Not at all.
You're already in the process. You're building.
I'm building, yeah, for sure.
And at the end of the day, they had to build the pyramids.
Yeah.
They had to build them.
Rome wasn't built in a day, y'all, all right? Rome was not built in a day.
So the thing is, but make sure that what you get and what you gravitate towards has substance. Make sure that what you gravitate towards, to make sure that you stand up with your head held high on all subject matter in which that you stand behind as a journalist.
I hear you.
Because the thing is, don't get involved in things that you're not ready to be a part of, that you can't attach yourself to, or that you can't handle.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
Because there are things that this is real out here.
Yeah.
So if I'm gonna say something about a motherfucker, I'm ready to back it up 100%. I'm ready to do whatever it is need to be done in anything that I say or do.
Yeah. Because you got to be careful with the voice, because the more louder, the more followers you get, the more it has the ability to affect people. So you got to
or just whatever you talking about. Names you say, dropping names, talking about people. We're not talking about fearing nobody. It's just watch what you say.
Yeah, for sure.
You can't be speaking on me like when Baby came up in the studio and he said, "You gonna put some respect on my name."
Oh yeah.
I mean, he came through and said, "You gonna put some respect on my name."
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, if we strive to be respectable people, if we strive to carry ourselves in a respectable manner at all times, then I don't do nothing but respect the same. I expect the same in return.
That makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? Damn near worldwide. If a motherfucker would decide, hey, who was this guy I go to on Facebook? I saw him and he had this big old fat motherfucker. And, I am a fat motherfucker, so I ain't gonna trip on it. You know what I'm saying? But when you start putting me in situations or putting labels on me or titles on me that don't apply or that are not applicable, then I'm gonna respond. Then I might return fire.
You have to defend your reputation. There's no reason why you have to have people having a false representation of you being presented to the people. You have to correct. There's no reason why you're not
people. But when the people know you, the people, like right now we live. The people know me. They ain't just associates and friends. So if you know how people be chasing for paperwork, and I'd be damned if I gotta go get some paperwork to show somebody after all the years I did in prison. Is you crazy? I ain't trying to prove and show nobody that I'm a rat or that I'm not a rat or that I'm a this or I'm a that or I'm a stand-up guy. Man, I don't got time for that. Motherfuckers know who the fuck I am, man. I'm 55. I've been around this bitch forever, man. And sometimes people don't get exposed till later in life.
Yeah.
But, man, sometimes, man, some shit just don't need no explanation.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna be up here on social media talking about who doing this and who doing that every day, and it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't move the needle, the people forward. It doesn't. At the end of the day, it doesn't lead to anything that's going to help us in the end. And the other thing I wanted to talk about too is the legacy thing. You talked about caring a lot about leaving a legacy, and I think a lot about that too. Legacy, leaving an impact. You know what I mean? And that's the reason why it led me to the concept in my head I call like the 4 deaths. You know what I mean? Like everyone, in my opinion, has 4 deaths. There could be more, but these are the 4 that I've discovered. Right. So first, you got your physical death. Right. You can't control that. You physically die. All right. Then you have the death of your bloodline. Like if you don't have a kid or your brother don't have a kid, the death of your literal DNA death, the death of your bloodline. Then you have the 3rd death, which is the last time someone is alive that has a memory of you or says your name with you in mind. The last time that's your impact you have on other people. You maybe how you like Hitler died, but how long is it gonna be before no one knows what Hitler means? Like no one, his 3rd death gonna take a while. You know what I mean? And then
his impact is here. And
then is your 4th death, which is what you were speaking to with creating content, which is like what you build, what you like the people that built the pyramids. We don't know their names. We don't know what their kids are. We can't say their names, but what they built is still here. So their fourth death, because what they built was so sturdy, because what they built was so big, their fourth death is still here. You know what I mean?
So basically, everything that you talk about, it revolves around spirituality.
It
just
does.
Existing.
Yeah.
The coexistence, remaining here.
Mm-hmm.
What are you leaving behind? In order to be the ultimate gentleman, you have to be able to have perfect these crafts, the arts, dance, sing, being able to play an instrument, and to be able to speak. If you in any of them if you can do any of those four things, then you're in the proper line of nature of being excelling.
Yeah.
Singing, dancing, instruments, and speaking. I can speak, can't sing, got rhythm, Nebo, no more breakdancing. You know what I'm saying? And instruments, I don't play any instruments. So I got like 1 out of 4.
Yeah. Nah. You probably.
I probably got 2 because I'm a good entertainer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As far as being an actor, things of that nature. But that all falls in line with speaking. You know what I'm saying? But pretty much what I'm saying is I got one of them. If you got one of them, because some people don't got no rhythm.
Yeah.
They can't speak worth a fuck.
Yeah.
They can't act. They can't play. They can't draw. They can't color. They can't sing. They can't do nothing.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
It is. But they don't got nothing. They don't got nothing. But they might have a mechanical mind. They might be able to, you know what I mean, take this thing apart and put it back together. You know what I mean?
But I'm saying even if you got a mechanical mind, you still got to. That's the creativity. And the creativity part of being mechanical comes from still. That's a party. You know what I'm saying? So that's still. I'm talking about like you just don't got nothing.
Yeah.
And a lot of us are lazy by nature.
Laziness. See, lazy, that's the inner bitch I keep talking about when I say don't want to do the push-ups. But you could defeat that inner bitch. That lazy voice inside you that I hear too, you could tell them to go fuck themselves. You can, and then do what you're supposed to do anyway. Just so you know, that's called building willpower. That same way that you can tell the devil that wants you to go cheat on your wife, and you could tell them to go fuck themselves too, and you could just continue on your path. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's not that that's why the Bible... Not that I'm an over-religious guy, I'm not, but I appreciate some things that it has in there. Like, it separates the spirit and the body. You know what I mean? It says the body might want things that the spirit doesn't want. So your body is your dick. That's your body wants to reproduce. Your body is telling you that it wants to fuck shorty with the fat ass. That's your body telling you that. You know, you don't need to be spiritual. You don't need to be barely conscious. You could be drunk. You could be, because your body sees the figure that relax evolutionary. You want to mate with shorty because she bad. And she looking at that. That's your body. Your spirit knows that you're connected to this other woman. Your spirit knows that you've given commitment to this person. So your spirit knows that, your body want to do this, but you know you shouldn't be doing that. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Well, the mental is everything.
The
mental is everything.
That's why I call it self mastery. That's what they call it. That's what I got the term from them. It's all self. You got to learn your vices, learn your weaknesses. You know what I mean, and learn how to craft your daily life in ways that don't trigger the worst aspects of your nature. And you know what I mean? And find ways to use the talents that God gave you to be a beacon of light and hope and provide for his people and your people. You know what I mean? At least that's my goal. You know what I mean? I haven't been given every gift. I'm not smart enough to be some engineer guy. Math for me has always been a roadblock. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is with math. I'm just not that guy. So maybe you guys that are super smart will get these degrees. God bless you. That's just not me. You know what I mean? I talk well. That's about it. You know what I mean? That's all I got. You know what I mean? I talk a lot smarter than I am. You know, I tell you right now. You know what I mean? But I that's all I got. I got that. You know what I mean? I could dance a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But I used to be able to play an instrument.
So you're from New York. You can you break dance?
Not.
Is that a stereotypical question to ask somebody from Brooklyn? Can you break dance?
I can't really break dance, but I can a little bit, but not.
Can
like
you rap?
Not the spinning. Oh yeah, I'm a rapper. I freestyle. One of the best
freestyle?
freestylers there is. Yeah.
All right, let me. So who do you? if Brooklyn's in the house, I'm the rapper without who everybody talking about. Who's your number one rapper of all times?
Number one rapper who I feel like is, I honestly, I have to personally, fudge. I'm trying to choose between Biggie and J. Cole right now in my head. You know what I mean? And I want to go with Biggie, you know what I mean? But J. Cole is a very, very, very good rapper, you know what I mean? But I probably would go with Biggie, being from New York. I probably would go with Biggie, just as far as natural ability, freestyling off the top, also, good verses, creative concepts, storytelling, different perspectives, just his general ability to be a rapper on the track. You know what I mean? He's a very, very good rapper, Biggie. I got.
Are you a prejudiced New Yorker?
Prejudice, how where I don't appreciate music from other
Brooklyn,
regions.
Harlem,
like
Queens.
nah.
If you ain't from there, like fuck y'all.
Nah.
Brooklyn is the.
It's just I'm not like I spent 6 years living in Queens, even though I was born in Brooklyn and spent majority of my life living in Brooklyn. But I'm cool with Brooklyn and Queens. It's just like the only people I didn't fuck with really was the Bronx, and that was only because it was known in the city, because they held it down for years. Out of all the 5 boroughs, the Bronx had the highest rate of STDs out of all the 5 boroughs. So, and even though the Bronx had a lot of Spanish bitches that was bad, it was known that the Bronx would have these badass looking Spanish bitches that would be burning. You know what I mean? So we just looked at the Bronx as being a little dirty. You know what I'm saying? Because they had mad niggas would go over there like, you fucking the bitch from the Bronx, and better with 2 guns. And for real, like, because choice, they just had more STDs over there. You know what I mean? And now when you look at the rent, where's the most affordable rent right now? It's either in the Bronx, where the only places left that's still dirty because of gentrification to go up all the other boroughs, or it's in Harlem. You know what I mean? Because it's dangerous over there, niggas. Yeah, sometimes I think they just shoot in New York just to keep the rent down. I think that's. I think they literally just shoot just to get the rent down. They were like, if we don't shoot a couple times a month, the rent gonna get to.
Man, I don't know, man. I think if I wasn't from Detroit, probably New York would be like, I probably would be a New York nigga, man.
New York is so, because I love New York.
I mean, we went to New York. I went to New York with some of my friends before. We went to New York, and my experience in New York was I almost felt like it was just home. I don't even know where we went. We went several places. Like, we went to Harlem. We went to, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, but it was just like, and cigarettes was like $15 a pack. Yeah. Back when it was like $7 to $8. You know what I'm saying? And I was smoking then. And I remember going and buying some cigarettes out the store, and they was like $15. I was like, damn. And you know, it just let me know the change of like everything is more expensive there. You know, the cost of living is more expensive there. But at the end of the day, man, I mean, you know, is when we look at, I really just want to make sure that we cover things of importance, as opposed to we talk about cultural stuff. We talk about, you know.
I was just trying to. My next question for you was,
what's that?
Your first heartbreak.
My first heartbreak?
Well, you don't love these hoes. Come on, I know you had one girl one time that you was in love with that it might not have gone how you wanted. You know what I mean? Well, what was your first heartbreak like?
My first heartbreak?
What'd you do to him, Sheila? What'd you do? What was her name? Nah, you ain't gonna say her name. What'd she do to you?
What'd she do to me?
What'd you do to her? Was it the right girl, wrong time? You couldn't manage it right? How'd it go?
Nah, I mean, because when you say heartbreak, you ask the question of heartbreak. That means somebody breaking my heart, right? Realistically,
I've broken up with a girl and still had heartbreak. It doesn't mean that they broke my heart because they failed to be the person I needed them to be.
Okay, now under that pretense, if you're saying that you broke up with somebody and still had heartbreak, then yeah. But as far as somebody breaking up with me or like having a heartbreak, I've never had that. I've never been somewhere beating myself up about being like somebody leaving me, and I ain't never had that. I guess because no matter what happens in the relationships that I've been in, I do try to, I ain't been no fake motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? For the foremost, it's like, You know, some guys, they just continually do things over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. No, I be working to build, create, destroy, knock off, create, make better. You feel me? Like I'm trying to be like a transformer. I'm trying to make it better every step of the way. So when it comes to heartbreak, as far as me making mistakes in life, I think that I made one major mistake in life, and I think that I violated trust factors to the point to where I would never move and act in certain manners when it comes to relationships again.
What do you mean, as far as like cheating, or you feel like
cheating?
What did you cheat on your woman?
Yeah, I've cheated. I've cheated before, and in doing so, in the manner in which I did it, the thing about cheating is this: you can cheat and then like get away with it, and then like have no
repercussions.
Yeah, no repercussions. So you have no remorse. But if you care about somebody and you're involved or you're striving to have a relationship, and some cheating goes on, or whether it involves you or the other person, then there's going to be feelings involved. And the feelings involved, sometimes you don't take heed to, or pay attention to, or even care about. And when you get to the point to where you start to care and say, damn, I didn't want to do that like that, or I didn't know that it could hurt like that, or I don't want to hurt someone to that magnitude. That experience for me is one that I'll always have, and I never want to have someone. I don't want someone to hurt because of something that I've done or said or misled, or you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to do that to a person because you never realize how much you can hurt a person. You can actually hurt a person by things that you do, by things that you say, by things, you know what I'm saying? Like, we have to be careful in what we do. I really want to be careful in what I do with people that I'm involved with, interact with, male, female, family, or friends, girlfriend, all that.
It's nice to know that regardless of how much hardship you've gone through, regardless of how much time you spend, you don't inflict pain on others without consciousness. You know what I mean? You still feel the consciousness.
It ain't easy, dog. It ain't easy, dog.
You still feel the
It ain't easy, man. It ain't easy being fucked over and being whipped and being dogged and being abused and being hurt and being all these things, confined, locked up, misused,
and
mistreated, and then to come home and then to be able to interact with people in society, man, and try to be sane. To try to be sane and treat people sane, and to be right. When people used to tell me when I first came home from prison, you ain't in prison no more. You don't got to talk so loud. You don't got to eat so fast. You don't got to do this. You don't got to do that. Man, motherfucker, don't want to hear all that shit, bro. After you've been taken and after you've been abused and after you've been dogged so much, man, it's hard for us, dude. Me and my guys, man, it ain't no easy journey for us, man. It ain't been no easy journey for us, and I'm talking about all my incarcerated felons, man, the ones that's still locked up and the ones that's out here in the streets trying to reacclimate themselves back into society, man. It ain't easy, dude. It ain't easy, man. And the things that we had to endure, it came from people that were so-called productive citizens of society. The police, the guards, the so-called productive citizens of society that are there to do what? Correct it. They supposed to correct us. They correction officers.
They're abusing their power.
Abusing their power, abusing their authority, manipulating situations, lying on motherfuckers, making you have to lie on them. Play the same game that they playing. And so once we start playing this game, it's a game of cat and mouse.
You can't get into this is a place I'm supposed to having corrections and this injustice. That's wrong. That's wrong. That doesn't even give you a true path to rehabilitation when you have to then still navigate fuckery. And the people that are supposed to be there, supposed to be doing the right thing, ain't doing the right thing.
It's a lot of brothers coming out here doing the right thing. Shout out to all my brothers that's out here doing the right thing. Otto, Rambo, Nino over in the Latino community. Like, I got brothers like, man, shout out to Mario Bueno.
I want you to talk to 14-year-old you. Talk to the you that thought that stealing stuff was fun. Talk to the you that was maybe misguided, not loved, not given enough love. Like talk to that kid, because that's who we're here to save. We're here to save that kid.
I mean, well, first of all, the kids they gotta respect you and accept you. So we already got it. Like you got.
Well, they're gonna respect you.
You gotta appeal to them. You know what I'm saying? If you don't appeal to them, they're not really gonna be interested.
I can't reach them. You can. They won't listen to me. Listen, I never been. They listen. They know. They could tell I haven't lived this, but they'll listen to you. What do you have to tell them? What do you have to tell them? Is it worth it? Is it worth the fun? Is it really worth it in the end?
It can be if you want your life to be either cut off short or to be a long life of just drama and bullshit and ups and downs. It can be fun for you. You might consider it to be fun. I consider my life to be fun. I consider challenging shit, bucking up against authority to be fun. I considered it to be, you know what I'm saying? I didn't take in consideration basically anything. Mm-hmm. So when I look back at it all, I really realized that I didn't take into consideration a lot of things, man. And I was able to, and there are a lot of people out here that don't take things into consideration. And so we're rough riders. We're considered outlaws. We're considered nomads. We're considered felons. We're considered crooks, criminals. Everything that was in the song that they, everything that's been in the songs that they told us about, you know what I'm saying? In the movie, like what was the song? Don't Push Me Because I'm Close to the Edge.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They expect, like, expectations matter a lot. You know what I mean? And sometimes I feel like I've heard a couple of people say it's what the hood wants you to be, what they expect of you. You know what I mean? Isn't always the best thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. And the response to that pressure, you know what I mean, to want to be what they expect of you, or to want to be in a certain light, and could lead you to, like I said, that's what I say when a culture is like a self-destructive culture. You know
I mean, right now we got everything is drug influence, is influence, is gun influence, violence influence, it's misogynistic, it's everything that we also experience in our own lives. We experienced the misogynistic 2 Live Crew, pop that pussy, we want, Brudu Doodoo Brown, now we got to stick my thumb up her butt, sticking pills in their ass, all that, everything that we can think about is in music. Mm-hmm. I just heard a song the other day by Polo G called and I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Music and the way we express ourselves is it can go as far it can go. It's out there.
Yeah.
It's Babylon, Sodom and Gomorrah, the stuff that's in the Bible. It's almost, it can be considered repulsive, or it can be considered, everybody just ain't with what's going on.
Yeah.
Right now, we at the time where God is man, it's.
How do you feel about today's climate? The black culture I feel like there's a deep change needs to be happening, but how do you feel about it today? I feel like God today has been taking a backseat, and so God, like, especially Christianity's God's been corrupt.
I mean, God is, what we have to understand is God is us. Most people are looking in the sky for God when God is
God
here.
is in you.
When you watch The Wizard of Oz and the Good Witch told Dorothy, you've had the power all along. It was in your heels. All you had to do is click your heels 3 times and say, "There's no place like home." We have the ruby red slippers on. We've been had them on. All you got to do is click your heels. But a lot of times, the things that we're striving for and the things that we're looking to become a part of, it has nothing to do with our home or our culture or what we have been designed to be.
Exactly.
So when we strive to be something else, somebody else, some other culture, then it's not going to go right. It ain't going to be. We got to be what we was meant to be, man. We got to be our own motherfucking individual selves, our own culture, gravitate to ours.
All right, speaking of being our own culture and gravitate to ours, before I go to the next segment and I toss it to Charles and do the brand and I bring it back, one last question that I had to have, because organically, I agree with that. And personally, the same way how we have a Chinatown, people love Chinatown in New York, you know what I mean? And you're allowed to go into Chinatown and spend money and maybe get a hotel or go to a restaurant, but then you got to leave Chinatown. You know, you enjoyed going there. The signs were different. You got to experience the culture, and then you got to leave. There's a place in Brooklyn that's a similar way for the Middle East. The signs are different. There's music playing, people walking around in the burqas and everything. It's like you was in the Middle Eastern block for a block or two with how saturated the culture is there. But I also found that cool. You get the better food of that culture is there. You know what I mean? So what I'm getting at is that I feel like segregation was an idea that was poorly executed. You know what I mean? And I feel like black people, we get money and run away to the white neighborhoods. You know what I mean? And I think that we need to, segregation helped us to a degree. I feel like will help us force yourself to stay with black people, force yourself not to be able to run away.
Well, as a black nationalist, as a Pan-Africanist, being when you look at striving to support black, buy black, be black, own black, black entrepreneurship, black owned businesses, black Wall Street, black communities.
Yeah.
We are the only community that has allowed other people to come into our communities and serve us. Mm-hmm. It's not normal or natural to go into an Italian restaurant and see a Mexican serving or owning the business. Mm-hmm. It's not normal to go into an Asian restaurant and get Asian food, egg foo young and shrimp fried rice, and it's black people in there.
I've actually never seen that one time.
I mean, like, it's not normal to go to a soul food place and get soul food and white people are selling it to you. Mm-hmm. So we have mixed up the cultures. We have.
I work in an Italian restaurant. I mean, I shouldn't be.
Right. I'm not talking about working at an Italian restaurant. I'm talking about owning an Italian restaurant. I'm talking about propagating Italian food, but there are no Italians involved.
Exactly.
How can you sell Asian food and there are no Chinese people even in the restaurant?
Yeah.
Mexican food should be sold by Latino or Hispanic people. It's their culture. It's Mexican food.
They should be allowed to profit off of their own goddamn.
I'm not saying that I can't go to a Mexican restaurant and a black person works there, is employed there. Mm-hmm. But to go to a Mexican restaurant and it's owned by a black person, it's all black people there, black people cooking it, black people working there. That's an oxymoron, bro.
Right.
It don't mix. It's confusing. Santa Claus doesn't exist. Sometimes we don't find it out till we 10, 11, 12 years old. Sometimes we didn't find out till we was in our 40s and 50s that there's more than 9 planets. When I was growing up, it was only 9 planets. Supposedly. They've been lying to us about everything, man. A lot of things have been told to us as been lies. Just understand, man, that we need to be recognizing truths. Most of us will embrace a naked lie as opposed to recognizing. I mean, we will embrace a dressed up lie as opposed to embracing the naked truth.
Yeah.
We have to be conscious of what's going on around us, man. We got to be conscious.
I feel like black people today. Black people today. We need, as you say, it starts with you, the God in you. It starts with us. I truly feel like we are our own worst enemy. As in, like, yeah, the white man is our enemy existentially. Maybe he'll rise up, but at this current point, we could be doing a whole lot more to harness our financial abilities, harness our talents, take ownership over our culture, our food, because Jamaican restaurants, if they're done right, everywhere they open up, they make money. You know what I mean? If you do a soul food restaurant right, everywhere they open up, they're going to make money. If they make the barbecue, like our culture sells and makes money. Hip-hop, our beats, our music sells and makes money. Our fashion, our idea of style makes money, is sellable. People buy it. It's just that when they buy it, we don't own it. That's as he was seeking, like saying, like every culture has something to offer the greater human race. Every culture has an experience worth experiencing that we would like to go experience. And every culture and those people that are the birth that culture should be the ones that get to profit from it. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. I understand this. Italians, we love the Italian food. We love the pasta. The Italian people should get to profit off of our
But the Italians don't fuck with soul food.
You know what I mean?
Italians they ain't knocking down nobody's door to get no soul food.
But Chinese people not never had no cornbread. Maybe they never had no cornbread.
I'm saying, but there you go trying to expose something to somebody that it might not need to be exposed to, bro.
Now that Asian need to eat some cornbread. He need to try it out.
I'm saying, listen, bro. When we go to certain parts of the land, the people in the rainforest not trying to expose us to what they eat, what they do, and how they live. Everybody wants to expose somebody to something, but at the same time, we not understanding what's really going on. I'm not trying to expose I'm not trying to expose nobody to no cornbread if you ain't already had no cornbread, then such is your luck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, what's really important is I'm trying to expose you to the truths. It's truths out here being hidden.
Yeah.
And they're being hidden for a reason. Because they don't want us to know the truth.
They don't want to
when I say us, I'm saying those that aren't conscious. It's not about black people, white people. It's those that aren't conscious.
Mm-hmm.
If I die tomorrow, man, I want to leave behind some sort of something that somebody will be able to say that they got from me, learned from me, excelled because of getting from me. Mm-hmm. Other than that, man, it makes me have no worth. If I leave nothing behind, I have no worth if I leave nothing behind. What worth do I have if I'm just somewhere buried, man, and I want to be cremated anyway, so I don't even plan for people to come visit me when I'm gone, bro. I don't plan for people to come see me. I don't plan for that. I just want to be a good dude. I want to be a good dude. I want to leave behind a good legacy, man. I don't plan for nobody to come stand at a grave site, brush it off, clean it off, put flowers there. I don't plan for that. Just talk about me. Keep me alive.
Yeah.
Keep me alive, bro. That's it. Because where's Mandela Planet at? Where's Mandela's grave site at? I don't know.
Does it matter?
Yeah.
What he did is what matters. His impact
Where's
on people's
Jesus
lives.
buried at?
Yeah.
We don't know. So all the money that we invest on people being placed in the ground so we can go see them, realistically, man, it's going to come time nobody going to even come and see us, bro. Mm-hmm. They're not even going to come see us or witness us. So all this money that's being invested in that, let's invest it in something else. Let's get these businesses popping so that we can be the Levi Strauss, so that we can be the past Blue Ribbons, so that we can be the Lowenbrows, so that we can be the Kentucky Fried Chicken, so that we can be some sort of name that's left behind with a legacy that family members could say, this was my uncle, this was my cousin that did, this was my brother that left this behind.
Yeah. Generational wealth.
Generational wealth, man. We have to break generational curses as well, man, because a lot of our families, there are things going on that shouldn't be going on, man. There are things going on in our families that shouldn't be going on, man. And we are allowing it. We are witnessing it. We are being a part of it, yelling and screaming. It's called dysfunctional. It's called PTSD. It's called all kind of things. It's labels. Man, we enduring things that we shouldn't be enduring. Our families are fighting amongst each other for financial gain, financial reasons. Everything that we're doing, man, is all biblical. Birds are falling out of the sky. It says that in the Bible that there will come a time that birds will fall out the sky. Literally, birds are falling out the sky because the equilibrium of the earth is thrown off its balance, it's off its axis. So ducks are leaving places and going places that they normally used to fly and navigate to. And then when they get there, it's still snow on the ground. It's like, what? Hold on. I thought it was, if the ducks is confused, why can't we be confused? We confused too, bro.
Yeah.
We confused out here, man. We confused, man. We confused as fuck. Shit is off balanced. Everything is off balance. Relationships are off balance. Females are talking to guys like they bitches. Mm-hmm. Guys are talking to females like they bitches. Mm-hmm. They're not even responding like men. Mm-hmm. In the Bible, it says in Revelations, there will come a time that you will see they will have hair like women. Their face will be, they will have like face like lions. They will have armored chest plates on. Their tails will have like they will induce, their tail will have a sting that will kill you ×3. Like the only people that we know that have hair like women and have bodies like men, like what? and they will come in droves. They will come in droves. They will come crewed up. Do we realize what's really going on? Do we really realize what's really going on? People, man, people that are participating in pride, they have more power than like almost the black culture.
They don't, though. That's the thing. Fear of not saying what's on your spirit, fear of not opposing the evil, the fear that has Christianity saying everything's okay, the Pope, everything's okay. There's no holding for standards anymore. As a man that wants to hold standards in his own house, if you tell your woman she's too big, you just fat shame. If you tell her your girls that they can't dress a certain way, that's misogynistic. So I can't hold standards on my people. How can I protect them from the evils? There's a reason why I want them to serve. Why are you trying to make every single protection I would try to give of my family evil? You know what I mean? I try to tell them, listen, I got a business. Let's work for me. Well, work for me to make it happen. And now I'm evil because I'm not respecting your individual freedom. Meanwhile, I'm trying to build a community, build a family business, build a generation. Now, see, I think this old individual thing against. That's why I ask people: if you were a junior, would you name your son your same name? Like if if you was a junior, and if you name your son the same name, who would be the third? There was a time when your last name meant more than your first name. There was a time when that wouldn't even be a question.
Our last names don't mean shit because they not even our last names, man.
Yeah.
They are European northern names, man. They are not our names. Jacobs, Brown, Jackson, Washington, White, McGillicuddy. You know, Raheem McGillicuddy. You ain't never met Raheem McGillicuddy? The fuck? Shaniqua Dubois. The fuck? You got a French name. You got these is white names, man. They're European names. They are slave masters' names. Mm-hmm. Until we are able to separate ourselves, cut ourselves off from these slave master names, and understand that our last names have no significance to who we are as a people and a culture, then we're going to continue to be lost. So my Swahili name is Ganyana Kalfani. It means one born of patience who is destined to rule. I literally should be going by Ganyana Kalfani on a regular. I literally should change my name to that. It is a name that has been bestowed upon me, one that has been born of patience who is destined to rule. Why would I not want to embrace a name that culturally has significance to me and what I am and what I'm striving to be and what I want my family to be and what I want my seeds to be? And you feel me?
Yeah.
As opposed to being John McGillicuddy. My name is Marquez Jacobs. I have a Hispanic last name as a first name and then a European last name. So I'm all fucked up. I'm a mutt. Mm-hmm. I would be considered a mutt. I have no significance, really. I'm not a purebred. If you look at the totality of how my name has been constructed and what I have been made to be by that alone. It is important that we strive to do what we need to do when it comes to culture freedom. Number 4, when it comes to the supreme mathematics, learning the mathematics, learning the alphabet, man, teaching our people, man. When I look in the Bible and see that brothers cried and they bowed in prostration to tears and blood formed from their foreheads, I feel that pain. I feel it. I feel it.
See, I feel that pain too. You know what I mean? Because one of the reasons why I do what I do is because, like, I feel like there's no hope. I feel like everyone that makes money, they make money and they run away to the hills to go save themselves. There's no one that's willing to put their lives on the line, to put it on for the people. You know what I mean? And because of that,
I'm willing to die for what I stand on.
There's not a lot of hope. And that's why, as I grow
Martin Luther King was willing to die
exactly.
for it. Malcolm was willing to die for
the
it.
People we love most in history
But here's more people. Shout out to John Africa. Rest in peace to John Africa. Look him up. Googling John Africa. John Africa was a man that had a tribe of people. They were cultivating their own land.
Little Africa, I remember hearing something about
John
that.
Africa was a man. They bombed him over there in New Jersey.
I remember hearing about that.
They bombed up his whole street. He had a street.
Yeah.
He had a whole block.
They literally bombed it because he was locking them out.
They bombed Black Wall Street. Mm-hmm. They bombed things right here in the United States. You think they bombed Hiroshima, Nagasaki? Man, they have bombed Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma. They have bombed us here in the United States, man.
Well, let me tell you something. I haven't gotten there yet, but my full intentions are to be that hope and change. That's why I want to get into a manufacturing industry, because something to give people jobs. At the end of the day, I have to build somewhere where people can, and I can't give people money, so I could give them. You can earn your way to listen. You're gonna have a job anyway, all right? Why not work at a job that's owned by a black organization that respects you, that's gonna offer you the best benefits possible, that's not, you know what I'm saying? Like you got to be a part of an organization. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? Or if you want to build your own business, even then, I give you people that will service your business. The whole point is that what I'm trying to say is that you're right. We do need to change as a people, and we need these people to stand up for the people. But I don't know what's wrong with them. They all scared. That's why I get mad at them being gangster, though. It's like if you say y'all gangster, all these rap, y'all gangster, y'all ain't afraid of nothing. Why aren't y'all directing all that energy towards what'll really make change, though? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, really, y'all afraid.
Listen.
You know what I'm saying? That's what that gets me mad.
You're asking questions. We have to demand. We revolutionaries, bro. We not asking, why aren't you all doing this? Why isn't this happening? Listen, this is what the fuck you supposed to be doing. If you're not doing it, get the fuck out the way. Flat out, bro.
For real.
We don't have time to waste on what should be as opposed to what needs to be and what is going to be.
Happen. Exactly. I agree with that.
That's the flat out.
I agree.
Other than that, man.
But that's why I do what I do, because them niggas is bitch ass niggas and they really full of shit. That's my opinion on it.
I mean, I just want to know. I just want people, man. People that know me, they know me, and I've earned my respect. I can walk with my head held high. I can do this interview and say that and know that and not walk with my head held high. They ain't gonna find no shit to have me in no fuck nigga files like Dogface might be able to present for niggas that be doing fuck nigga shit. We ain't on that. We on a whole new tribe over here. Anybody don't understand, man, it's what it is. Y'all know what it is, man. Red, black, and green all day. MIPRS. We have naysayers. We have people that support. But at the end of the day, man, we are making moves. Shout out to all the brothers that are doing what they're supposed to do, that are worthy brothers. Anybody that's not worthy, we're not supportive of. We're not supporting if you're not worthy.
100%.
Worthy means putting in the work. Worthy means being reliable. Worthy means being a person of worth. And as for my sisters that think that they have no worth, as for my sisters that feel insecure, as for my sisters that are walking around accepting and allowing bullshit to happen to them, being in situations and relationships with individuals that are not worthy of your time or your space, I say to you, you deserve better. You deserve more. You deserve to be in a situation where you are being respected.
Yes.
We got to respect our women, man. We got to respect our women, and our women have been through much, and y'all got to stop coming to us with the bullshit that came from the last relationship.
But it's hard to do.
And I'm not saying that in my situation.
I agree.
I'm just saying, in general, my situation is okay.
Yeah.
My situation is all right, man.
It's hard to deal. It's hard to deal with, though, because at the same time, it's like, see, I've lived long. I've turned 30 next month. You know what I'm saying? So
30?
Yeah. I know that ain't nothing for you. I know, but I'm just saying.
And I did 30 years in prison. So I did 30 in prison, bro. 20 on the first bit, 5 on the second, 3.5 on the last. Like, I did 30 in prison. So when you say 30, I definitely thought you were older than that by way of how you carry yourself.
I appreciate that.
Secondly, at 30, you will be rich within the next 4 years. Stay consistent with what you're doing. Don't let the money drive you, but get the right people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to get the right people. It's some motherfuckers that don't deserve your time or your energy or your space. Make sure that you get out here and be relevant. You can't be relevant in Detroit unless you're out here. Do something to where when people see you, they can say, "Oh, CharlieGtv, come on in. You good."
Yeah.
Make your name and your brand become the one that when you go to places, they're not going to charge you because we fuck with you.
Yeah.
Come on in.
I feel you.
You got a booth. Well, there ain't no booths right now, but you can walk around and you can videotape and you can take pictures.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So shout out to
gotta become an
CharlieGtv.
ass.
Everybody who fuck with me, y'all fuck with him.
Thank you very much.
You
I
feel me?
appreciate you.
I mean, you definitely right now you representing Brooklyn by way of Detroit.
Listen, I'm here, but I'm here to shade a lens on Detroit. That's why I do the drone footage. That's why I do all of the street interviews. That's why I get real Detroiters on here, because I want the world to understand that this city, whether you realize it or not or remember it or not, but this was America's first great city. This was America's first
Everybody ain't no
richest
real
city
Detroiter
in the world. You understand what I'm saying? This was America's greatest. This started the shit, dog. For real,
Man,
for real.
we the Motor City, man.
This was the
We the
first,
Motor City. We Motown, music, cars.
the first paved
Listen, bro.
road in America.
Ain't nobody fucking
Was
with us when
here.
they come to that closed shit. If y'all want to challenge me, man, damn, my phone is out.
The first road in America was here. I'm gonna see if I can get a charge for you. But first, let me remember the. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get that. Yeah. I'm gonna toss it to Charles real quick. Give me 1 second. Let me toss it to Charles. The headlines.
Yeah.
Charles, are you there, Charles? Please come in, Charles. Oi, man. Charles here with the news and the headlines to keep you lot informed of what's going on in the world, man. To let you know what's going on. Anyway, first story we have up here. The U.S. government had used to split up Ticketmaster and Live Nation in a groundbreaking monopoly lawsuit. You understand? They feel as if that they're raising the prices because, they control all the venues and all that. You know what I mean? Let's hear a man break it down and all that. Here he is.
Filed this lawsuit on behalf of fans who should be able to go to concerts without a monopoly standing in their way. We have filed this lawsuit on behalf of artists who should be able to plan their tours around their fans and not be dictated by an unlawful monopolist.
We appreciate them doing that, you know what I mean? So perhaps in the future, some of the prices that we've had that were ridiculous for the Drake concerts and the Beyonce and all that, perhaps it'll be lowered down a bit, you know what I mean, with more diversity in that segment. Anyway, another development here, next story up. You have a tech company that's, honestly, man, trying to do a head transplant. Can you believe that, bruv? Taking your head off your shoulders and putting it on another body, man. That's fucking ridiculous, man. But they're fucking doing it, and they have a video here, man. You have to watch this. Honestly, man, it's not even, I can't believe this is real. But it's a thing, man. Look at this. Here, coming up here.
Introducing Brain Bridge, the world's first revolutionary concept for a head transplant machine, which uses state-of-the-art robotics and artificial intelligence to conduct complete head and face transplantation procedures, ensuring smooth outcomes and faster recoveries. Because head transplants require high speed, precision, and efficiency, Brain Bridge utilizes advanced high-speed, high-precision robotic systems to speed up the process, eliminate human error, prevent brain cell degradation, and ensure seamless compatibility. The head transplant procedure involves removing a person's entire head containing the brain from their current diseased body and attaching it to the body of a healthy, young, brain-dead donor. Head transplants could provide individuals with severe medical conditions such as terminal cancer, paralysis.
Yeah, man. So here's my worry about this. You understand? They're about to start. I feel as if the billionaires are a bit old. You understand?
Nah.
They're going to find some young lad, kill him off in the alleyway, and have him dragged off to the hospital to have his head transplanted onto another body. This is ridiculous, man. This is ridiculous to actually think that this could happen. And I didn't think there was a technology that was going to be. But you know what? To be honest, I haven't heard of someone actually doing this yet. So we'll see what happens when the first person does this. We'll see what happens here. But
I mean, it's already being done, man.
yeah, but if it's
Don't be naive. If they put it out there, they've done it.
Yeah,
It's been done.
they had the experiment at some point. Yeah,
It's been done. It's been done, and not only has it been done, they know what the results is going to be. They know what the side effects is going to be. They already know.
Terrible.
They're expressing it to you now to get you prepared for like this was on the flow. But you might fuck around and find out that you might have been dealing with some motherfuckers in your life that already have went through this process.
Crazy.
Because they have to intermingle with inner society some way, somehow.
It's ridiculous.
Man, at the end of the day, when you think about taking my head off my body and placing it on another body that's more younger,
A young 20-year-old black man.
viral, a motherfucker that can jump over a fence, flip over a fence, he can fuck 10 females in one day
And put your head on his
and
body.
put my head on him. Nigga, we'll be, what? Rich?
He's 6'3".
Right.
Put your head on his body.
Now why you gotta be tall? Why the fuck you can't still be short?
Nah. Honestly,
6'3"?
man. As a man who's a short man myself, you understand? Or with
I'm saying, but 6'3", like what the fuck do 6'3" got to do with being running? Napoleon was 5 foot something or 4 foot
you
something.
know, Jesus, according to records, was only 5'7".
I'm 5'7"
Yeah,
or 5 something.
yeah. Anyway, last story
mean,
up here. So I can drop it, man. I'm sorry about that. Last story up here. Elon Musk Neuralink, this man here who's actually had it implanted in his head. So this is the news story, a news clip I'm about to play, of a man who actually has a brain chip in his head, and he's demonstrating to this person here how it actually works. So just listen here for a bit.
So what can you show us that as a demonstration of what you can now do?
Here we go. This is the Link app. This is how I control everything. This is the app that they've uploaded onto my computer that lets me control the cursor. This is my devotional that I've been reading all the time, every day. And then this is me playing chess.
So wait a minute. You're moving the cursor. You're moving the cursor, Nolan, just by thinking about where you want it to go, or is it your eyes?
No, it's just me thinking about wherever I want it to go.
Oh, man. So
Yeah,
you're not
so-
even tracing it with your eyes. You're just looking at it.
Nope, I can move it, and I can move the cursor around, whatever I would like to do. I don't have to be staring at it at all. I mean, it's amazing. There's not even words to describe. Yeah, there's not even words to describe how amazing this tech is.
So what can you show us?
So what he's saying is that he has a brain chip in his head that's using its ability to interpret his signals and desire to move the cursor and across as I just did to pause that. He could apparently would just do that with his brain, just like with his because he's paralyzed, and for that reason he can't move his head. His head is a body. This is ridiculous, man. Brain chips inside of a human.
It's almost like watching the movie The Bone Collector.
Yeah.
When Denzel was in the bed, and I think Queen Latifah was one of his caregivers, and he would move. Under the pretense of somebody that's paralyzed, and we're talking about putting a cursor, like that you use for a computer or a mouse, in your head, to where you could just look at something and guide that. It just shows the advancement of technology. The thing is, man, I'm just saddened with the fact that there's going to come a time where we're going to be almost non-existent.
Well, what it means to be human is going to be a big question.
It's going to be non-existent.
To be human.
It's going to be everything. It's going to be AI. It's going to be artificial. It's going to be some sort of, like, one thing I will say is, shout out to the AI at Checkers. Shout out to the AI.
What takes your orders?
Man, hi, I'm Barb's. Welcome to Checkers. Yes, I like the #1 combo, Big Buford. Let me get lettuce, onions, tomatoes, all that. Cut that in half, and I'm gonna get you some French fries, curly fries. I'm gonna get funnel fry, and then guess what? The motherfucker pop back and say, "Let me replay your order." They don't miss a beat. I try to trick them. Say that bitch don't miss a beat. It's a computer.
Yeah.
It don't miss a beat. It heard everything inside. And then at the end it say, "And you like to have that big fur cut in half?" Yes, cut it in half, honey. Like AI. The other night I went through the thing, some restaurant. I was like, "Is this a person I'm talking to, or is this AI?"
Yeah.
And the lady said, "It's me. I'm a real person." I said, "Okay, I just want to make sure." Because they fuck your order up, man. But the AIs don't miss a beat.
So who would you rather have, an AI or a person?
AI.
Oh, God, Jesus, help us all.
Because guess what? If you have an AI, it's going to be, when you say, "I like my fries freshly dropped, I like my fish, chicken, I like freshly made," like, instead of them giving you some shit that's been under the lights for the last 2 hours, and they trying to, he just came through and said he want a Big Mac combo. Give him that old ass Big Mac that's been sitting up there for 2 hours. It's warm, but it ain't it.
Fresh, yeah.
French fries, man, they refried my fries the other night. When you chew them, they were so hard. By the time you check your bag, you already home. You done already rode 2.5 miles away from the McDonald's.
Yeah.
You don't want to go back because you already in your driveway and you done finally check. So really what I'm saying is, man, check your shit.
Yeah, that was one good thing about
Unless it's an AI.
But anyways, man, for more information on these headlines, feel free to do your own fucking research. And with that, back to you, Charlie. Thanks, Charles. I appreciate that. I appreciate you, bro, holding me down with the British.
Hey, where's old boy from?
I mean?
He from Australia somewhere?
Nah, he's from London. He's from
London?
Charles from London, yeah.
London.
Yeah, he does his thing. He does his thing over there.
Shout out to my man from London over there with the. Hey, listen, man, I really enjoy this shit, man. And I just want the people to know, at the end of the day, man, trust in yourself. Believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, that means that somewhere along the line, you have been told that you have no worth. You have been told that you amount to nothing. And that's where the reformation comes into play.
Don't believe them.
Reformation means to reform, breaking the chains of psychological slavery, shaking off the old, bringing on the new. Sometimes we have to rise above our raising. Mm-hmm. The way in which we were raised is not the way in which we need to excel or to move forth. Some of the people that raised us were wrong in the things that they said or did.
Need to unlearn.
We have to unlearn and to reform. Mm-hmm. Reformation is the key.
I agree.
The woman deserves 75% of the teaching. We have to give 75% of the teachings to the woman. She is the one that is going to build the nations. She is the one that is going to bring forth life. She is the one that's going to regurgitate the things that we give her and place it inside the seeds that come forth from her. Mm-hmm. Everything is a learning lesson, man. It's a learning lesson. We have to be serious about this shit, or else we just going to die and not leave behind nothing, man. To leave behind nothing is like, damn.
It's a waste. Feels like a waste. I understand that.
It's like being here and leaving behind nothing. Like, don't nobody know you other than just your family. Like, we not making a change in the world somewhere over in Budapest, Istanbul, Jamaica, Africa, Nigeria, man, in Sierra Leone. I mean, over there in motherfucking Africa right now, man, they have wars over there that's going on. They killing blacks at alarming rates. We losing brothers and sisters daily, and guess what? It don't even matter because they ain't over here with us and we ain't experiencing it, so it don't matter. Yeah. Type shit.
We've been told, and some of us have experienced that maybe the Africans don't like black Americans. You know what I mean? And,
it don't even matter.
Whatever they
it
say,
don't even matter what they like.
Us.
They don't like what they don't like because of what they've been told and what they've been reading in social media and the media. Period. That's why they don't like what they don't like. We are the ones that have to show them, like, dog, we ain't what they say we is, man. We over here fucked up. We second-class citizens. And right now, we about to be fourth-class citizens. If anybody ever hear this message that I'm giving, you got to understand what I'm saying. All through slavery and all through the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, 2000s, we've been second-class citizens. We about to be fourth-class citizens. That means that everybody that's coming through here from different countries, different places, and they coming over here and they planting their flag and they planting their feet and they capitalizing off our country, our government. They got their own stores, their own restaurants, their own buildings, and they coming over here in large quantities, large masses, flooding the gates. Man, listen, The floodgates have been open for people to come over here, and people can come over here, and we embrace that. But guess what? There used to be places that was called and owned by certain places. Like you said, there was Chinatown in New York. There used to be a Chinatown here. It ain't no Chinatown here no more. Or the Chinese people don't stay where they used to stay. I don't even know where they at now. But collectively, they was in the Cass Quarter. Anybody who want to challenge me, challenge me. I'm a real Detroit motherfucker. We had a Chinatown. It was by Cass Tech. Cass Quarter. That was all Chinatown. Southwest has always been Mexican town. Now that the gates have been opened, the floodgates have been opened, all the Latinos and the Hispanics coming from wherever they coming from, Guadalupe, Guatemala, wherever, they are not going to Southwest. They are coming into inner cities and areas that have been always black. The Mexicans are you could never find Mexicans nowhere outside of Southwest Detroit, man. That's where they were at. That's their community. Verner, Clark, Springwell, McGraw, all over there, the number streets, the Latinos, the Hispanics respect they shit. But now all the Hispanics and the Latinos that's coming over here, and they've been coming through the border, they just been coming through. They planting their feet wherever they can find land or property. They squatting, they rebuilding houses because they have the knowledge. They carpenters by nature.
Yeah.
They rebuilding shit, fixing shit, and moving in shit, and the government just letting them be there. They all in the inner cities now. In other words, man, everything is mixed up, scrambled up, and we got to pay attention, man. The Bible talked about mixing.
We see what mixing, eating in unequal yolks. But the thing is this, right? What pisses me off is this, right? As a New Yorker, right? My mother had came here in 2014 seeing the real estate opportunity. The house she bought in 2014, she bought it outright for $40,000, and now it's worth a whole lot more than that. But my point is this. I don't understand how there was drug dealers in Detroit and people with money, cash, apparently, before the economic crash had happened. You know what I mean? And they were unable to get this land that was at such a low price. You know what I mean? They could have bought whole blocks. Like,
man, you talking about what people could have did, but at the end of the day, when you selling dopes and you in the streets, you're not thinking about shit like that. You trying to maybe get a restaurant or a store, or you trying to get a barbershop or a beauty shop or a boutique. You trying to get something to put your money in, wash your money, shit like that. But when it comes to entrepreneurship and business, man, we have to perpetuate that. We have to plant that philosophy. We have to plant those ideologies, man. And we not doing that amongst our children and our kids. We letting them be complacent. We letting them play on video games. We letting them. We not letting them do books. We not letting them read books and telling me do a book report like our parents did to us. If you fuck up, you got to write 100 times. I will not say this word. I will not play my game as opposed to doing my chores. If you got to write that 100 times type shit, you going to think about it before the next time you do it.
Yeah, you will. But this is the brand building segment now. I wanted you to, if you had a website you wanted to shout out or a business you wanted to shout out, you know what I mean? It's the brand building segment. We talk about our entrepreneurial trials and tribulations. We try to build our business, our brand, what we plan to do, what we have done, what we're trying to do, and how we could help service the people around us in our immediate vicinity to and offer our services to them. So if there's anything that you would like to plug, if it's only your own social media, which I have pulled up here, you know what I mean? Hopefully I have it in there. I'll have you tagged in the thing anyway. They'll see the clips. You'll see Mr. Go-To tagged in there, so go fuck with him.
For sure.
I mean? But also, yeah, so what did you want to plug to the people? Shameless plug. Yeah.
Shameless plug is shout out Hush Money. Hush Money, shout out Focus Globally, LLC. Those is my brands. Shout out, everything that I'm trying to do when it comes to entertainment, clothes, etc. I'm back in Detroit. I've been gone for a few years, man. You know, I was in Ohio. I'm back in Detroit, and I'm trying to brand myself as Mr. Go-To Consultant Concierge. Anything that you need, you can hit me up, and we can make it pop for you. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook as my government name, Marquez Jacobs. I'm on Instagram as Mr. Go-To, MRGO2OO. I'm on TikTok too, I think, as the same, but really Instagram and Instagram, man. Facebook and Instagram is where I'm at.
Go check it out.
Check me out, and I do have a YouTube page under the same thing, Mr. Go-To. Check me out on YouTube. I subscribe. Check out my skits. I have skits. I am on YouTube. I am on Tubi.
You might be on Twitter too, but go ahead.
Yeah, I might be on. I doubt if I'm on Twitter though. Twitter, that's where Barack Obama and Donald Trump and them, they be over there, don't they?
Oh my God,
Yeah, I ain't on Twitter. Right? But check me out, man. I'm on Tubi. You know, look, Mom on Tubi. Mom on Tubi. I'm on Tubi. Shout out to Tubi, Dennis Reed Productions. Shout out to Ashe Khan. Hood Chicks is the movie that I'm in, and The Come Up. They both on Amazon Prime.
The Come Up. So that was you. You know, I had Googled you at one point.
Yeah, I'm in The Come Up.
And something had came up, and I was like, damn, was this him? It said something about the thing, and I was like, I wonder if that's him.
Yeah, I'm in The Come Up. I'm in The Come Up, man. I played the role of a cop.
So that what article was you? That's dope.
Man, I'm in The Come Up. I filmed with
Just know you on
Ashe Khan.
IMDb. Just know that you Google. If you Google Mark Cheese J, he does pop up. And his little credit status.
I didn't even know that.
It does. I did a little looking up on you, man. And you do pop up a little.
I
bit.
appreciate it, man.
So
I probably could do more. I should do more. I could do more. But I'm really not like social media savvy when it comes to social media. So like I've been floating around for a minute, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I started out doing radio. I started out doing movies. I started out selling my own clothing line, which was Hush Money. And anybody remember I used to have a blue and gold Hush Money jacket. Like, man, when it come to doing this shit, when it come to podcasts and all that, I will say that I've been in the forefront of this.
And I seen
in
a couple
Detroit.
of pictures of you with the. So is that what this is? The Hush Money is this look?
Yeah, that's me. That's
You
my
doing
brand.
that? Yeah.
Putting the finger, putting the Hush Money, putting the Hush Money. I was doing that before Donald Trump was talking about it. All that, like really, real
Before
talk.
Stormy Daniels,
All you got to
before
do
all
is
of that,
look. All you got to
he
do
had
is
the
look,
Hush Money.
investigate my old page, my old Facebook page. I've been doing this shit, man.
You know why I respect the hell out of it, and it means to go to, and I respect what you're trying to be because it was I forgot which entrepreneur, but he's a billionaire now. But he talked about his first business he started, and his first business he started, he had business cards. It was something he called it something simple like what do you need? That's what he called it. You know what I mean? Like what do you need, or like I'll do, because he was like, yo, I'll mow your lawn, I'll repaint your room, I'll fucking. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
wash your car. You know what I mean? He's like,
as Mr. Go-To.
He's like, what you need?
Listen.
So that type of tenacity, that like, listen, dog, I'm here to provide good services, good work ethic. You need, dog.
I am the ultimate consultant concierge.
Yeah.
If you need something, come to Detroit, man. Just hit me up, man. Listen.
You know what you'd be a great travel guide.
I'm finna do the Mike Jones on this. 352-208-1934. Call me if you need it done. It's got to make sense. If it makes sense, we're going to get it done. If you need a giraffe for your son's birthday party, I will be able to get a giraffe to your party. Just be able to take care of the ticket. That's it. At the end of the day, man, as Mr. Go-To being I am the middleman for all the ultimate situations.
Because he's very well connected, and he knows
very well connected, man. I ain't just saying this for no reason, man. I ain't saying this like, if you need it, we gonna get it. If you want it, we gonna get it. If you want it, we gonna get it, man. Just hit me up. And at the end of the day, like Mike Jones did, man, 352-208-1934, man. That's the number, man. I'm willing to put it out there like that, because if you want business.
If you come into Detroit and you need some connections and you need to get your hands on some things coming into Detroit and you don't have no connections in Detroit, hit up Mr. Go-To, because anything you need in Detroit while you're here trying to make it happen, he can make it happen for you. And he also offers some security services as well.
For sure. We doing bodyguarding services. We got you. If you want to look online and check us out, Ultimate Protection in the D313 is one of the security firms. executive protection, you know what I'm saying, is what we about, man. It's making sure that the clientele is taken care of, man.
So go to Mr. Go-To. Listen, man, you want to be safe in Detroit. You want to get what you need. Your different product things you got to get. Listen, man, he's a very good guy to have on your side coming into
sure.
the D, especially as an outside.
On any level, though.
On any level.
You know, sometimes, man, you can be secured. And sometimes people think because they have police guard, you know, off-duty police on deck and this and that. But some of the off-duty police can't go in certain areas. So just because you're a police, that don't, you know, you got to be able to go in certain areas. And everybody can't go in certain areas.
And having respect in the neighborhood and different connections also helps with that too. A lot of these off-duty cops don't have any real standing or respect in these neighborhoods. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or in
we
these
got
things,
that
they
over
don't have,
here.
They don't have any.
We got that over here.
People don't know, as opposed to having someone who is known.
Shout out to
degree,
Blues
you know
in the park. Shout out to Blues in the park. We have Blues in the park.
It takes time to build those relationships, but when you have a Detroit native, he spent the time. That's why you're paying him for the time that he spent to build the connections and have the respect that he has out here.
No doubt.
So hit up my man, Mr. Go-To, man. You heard
hit me up, man. We
up.
definitely can get connected, man. We've been doing this for a minute, man. We ain't playing with this shit.
No.
At the end of the day, man, we really doing this, and we really trying to make way. And I just want my people to understand, man, it's important that we understand our culture. Juneteenth is coming up, man. Shout out to Juneteenth.
is
man.
coming.
It's your boy, Mr. Go-To, aka the Black Howard Stern. We got Juneteenth coming up, man. All vendors make shirts, do everything, sell egg rolls, whatever we doing, man. If you don't make no money during Juneteenth, you playing.
You ain't playing. You ain't.
You gotta make money, man. We planning for this right now. Right now. Get ready. Start planning for it.
Yeah.
Even if you selling popsicles, even if you selling bottled waters, man. Let me
Get
say
ready.
it again.
Get ready. Get that hustle on.
A case of bottled waters costs how much?
Like $4.
$4 for a case. And what the case is? 24
like
24 to 40.
24 to 40.
Costco got 40 bottled waters for $3 and something.
Man.
If you sell 40 bottled waters at $1 a piece, what is that math? You can't do that selling drugs.
I'm telling you. So get out there, work hard. You know what I mean? I've always supported the kids selling water on the side. You know what I mean? Always.
Blues in the park, man.
Hey, I've sold waters before in the streets of New York. I've tried. You know what I mean? As a kid, but I wasn't successful. I was more successful at shoveling snow in the wintertime. I used to do that in the wintertime. Wintertime used to come snow day. I grab my shovel, go out there trying to shovel people's yards and stuff, trying to get money for that. You know what I mean? Where's your hustle at? Get out there and go make it happen. All right. Stop wishing someone gave you something.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm fucked up.
What?
I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm fucked up. I've been over here sipping on this Epsilon.
Yeah.
I've been over here sipping on this motherfucking Epsilon. He's not the nigga gonna grab the bottle and take it away from. I've been over here. Hey, listen, I'm over here fucked up.
It makes for good content.
I'm about to go to Blues in the Park, man. Y'all come on down to Blues in the Park, man. I got water, I got beers, I got pop, juice, Capri Suns. Come on out and fuck with me, man. Support my cause, man.
Absolutely.
Because at the end of the day, I don't look for nothing from nobody. I don't expect nobody to do nothing for me, but I'm out here trying to do my own thing, man. Shout out to everybody that I'm attached to, man. Midwest Money Tree, SoundTube Nation, man. Shout out to Odell, my manager over here at Little Mary's Bar on Grand River. We will be there. Sunday night blues. We got blues at Little Mary's on Grand River. Come fuck with us. Yeah. Man, there's a lot of shit going on, man. I ain't playing out here in these streets, man.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, recognize what we doing. Hush Money coming up soon. Focus Globally LLC coming up soon. Man, we doing it.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? So look, check out my man, Mr. Go-To. Now, y'all already know it. I'm gonna keep my brain builder segment, my size short. You know what I mean? CharlieGtv, we steady progressing out here, right? I bought this piece of equipment here, and the next thing I'm buying is a dedicated camera. You know what I mean? And after that, I'm gonna get a couple more mics, and then after that, I'm gonna get another camera so I can have more than one angle going on. You know what I mean? The only reason why I have this angle here, where it's like we're both sitting next to each other, is because I only got one camera. But I would prefer like a real interview where we would be sitting across from each other, be easy to make eye contact, and we would have. But for that, I need two different camera angles. Not to mention when I want to have a bigger.
Oh yeah, it's gonna come to you.
Not to mention when I have a bigger panel on. Now,
shout out to Charlie G trying to get some silent investors and promoters.
Not even.
No, we need all that. What you mean? No,
it'll be nice. It'll be nice.
We need it. Shout out to Zeman's Pawn Shop. Shout out to American Jewelry and Loan. I'm finna name drop some shit. See who pop back at us. See who will reach out to us. See who will embrace us.
I need it.
Shout out to American Jewelry and Loan. We got Les and them over there. Shout out to Zeman's Pawn Shop. We got Brad and them over there.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mighty Wing Shop. Shout out to the Mighty Sub Shop. Dennis Reed II movies. Shout out to Moolah Films. Man, shout out to the D, man. I fuck with everybody.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lily Mays. That's my man, sis.
100%.
That's not Cisco. Oh shit, I don't forgot my nigga name. You know what I'm talking about? Lily Mays is his grandmama, though. Yeah. I shouldn't say Cisco, not the
That's
boss.
funny. Nothing with the,
But listen,
that,
man,
yeah.
I love everybody in these. Shout out to Trick. Shout out to DJ Thriller. Shout out to Diesel. Shout out to MC. Shout out to 380 Shady from Midwest Money Tree. Bird, Free Bird. Man, shout out to everybody in the D. Shout out to Moolah D Goat, man. Shout out to everybody that's doing their thing, man, in the entertainment industry. And shout out to my cousin, Mr. Crispy. He's retired from the Gentlemen's Club field, and he's ready to do smooth R&B, low key type shit.
That's dope. That's dope.
He done jumped out the titty bar game. He ready to get into the smooth game.
The titty bar. I have still never been to a strip club yet. But
Never
yeah,
been to a strip club yet?
Nah, in life, period. You know what I mean?
In life, period.
I never been to a strip club yet. I got a homie that
You ain't
went.
never been to a strip club?
No.
Oh man, I gotta take you to a strip club.
What would you call it? I want to go. I'll go one day. I'll definitely go one day. You know what I mean? What you call it?
We gonna go soon. You ain't never been to a strip club in life?
Nah, never. What you call it? So I want y'all to know, right? So last May, I fell short. I fell short in May, and I fell short in April. 2 months in a row, I fell short of my 100,000 goal. You know what I mean? And this month is worse than last month. You know what I mean? But once again, you know, you guys know that they're not showing Twitter anymore. My analytics, you know what I'm saying? And they used to show that. And I used to get 20,000 every like 15 to 20,000 every month on Twitter. But so long story short, for May, you know what I mean? I only got 60,000 views in May. You know what I mean? It's still better than what I've gotten in the past, you know what I mean, for a whole year. But at the same time, it's not the 100,000 that I want. I want 1 million views plus this year by the time 2024 is over. But I've had a lot of trials and tribulations. I just get this new apartment, so I had to have a lot of things to do. But just give me time. I promise you guys, right? Plus, there's events I didn't know existed, like there was something with cars and cigars or something like that, and there was something like, oh yeah, there's like a Grand Prix thing happening this weekend that I didn't capitalize on, and I still got to look up to see what pride parades is happening or see if the Juneteenth thing happening. So just know next year, this is my first year doing the street interview thing. So next year, when I get a catalog of knowing what everything's gonna happen throughout the year, be able to capitalize everything. You know what I mean?
You gotta understand that it's always gonna be shit here.
Yeah.
You can never miss out. It's always gonna be shit popping here. But it's all about who you meet, who you know, and where you go. At the end of the day, it's going to be shit there. It's going to be shit that's popping, and it's going to be a lot of motherfuckers there, but it ain't going to be shit that's beneficial for you. Because it's only niggas doing shit in their neighborhood and the neighborhood supporting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they do it every year, and they're not looking for notoriety. They're not looking for support.
Yeah.
Because they do it every year here anyway. We do this for the hood.
Yeah.
So that's cool to be able to navigate and journalistically check those venues out.
Yeah.
But you got to be a venue that motherfuckers understand, like, when we see you, we fuck with you. That's Charlie G.
Well, the way I intend to do that is, number one, by doing all of these things, my platform will eventually raise to the point where they will benefit monetarily, you know what I mean? And for me giving exposure to that thing, that's one. Two, I'm a positive young man. I'm not no one out there. I ain't rob you. I didn't fuck your baby mother on purpose. I ain't know. You know what I mean? But you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Hold up. Did you just say I didn't fuck your baby mother on purpose?
Like, no, I ain't fuck your girl. If I know a girl's in a relationship, if I know she's in a relationship, I will find another pussy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to willingly, knowingly fuck your wife.
Hold up.
You know what I mean?
Hold up.
I'm just saying.
Hold up. Charlie G. You got some issues, man. You got some shit going on. He said, I'm not going to fuck your wife knowingly.
No,
listen.
If she lied, nothing I can do.
There's nothing that you can do with somebody.
You know what I mean?
Listen,
if I know she's your girl, I ain't gonna do that.
If she lies, it's nothing you can do. Mm-hmm. But here's the thing, Charlie G. Even more when like women, all those things. Right now, all that we should be focused on is financial beneficial gain.
I agree.
If it don't make sense, what the fuck is we doing?
But you can't like, you know what I always say? I say when you look at a man and a man's life and a man's decisions, in my opinion, there's a mixture of two things he's chasing: pleasure or purpose. And whichever one has the bigger ratio is proof is in the pudding. So, but I don't expect any guy to chase 100% purpose or 100% business and no percent pleasure or come on,
realistically, the pleasure is what leads us to the purpose. If I can entice you by the pleasure, then you will accept the purpose.
But sometimes the purpose brings the pleasure. Like, for example, no mistaken. Before I broke my neck and became CharlieGtv, you know what I mean, and Charles, I was getting way less bitches before I broke my neck. Wait. So me chasing my purpose has new people in my DMs, new people pop, new temptation, new pleasure options. So you could get distracted. You was sitting there all purpose, all business until bitches started popping up. And now all of a sudden you're like, well, maybe instead of editing all day Sunday, I'll spend a little time on a date, or I'll spend a little time on the movies, or and all of a sudden, you've fallen behind in a week or two the podcast.
That's
you know what I mean?
That's a nigga that's not focused though.
Yeah, but it's easier said than that's all I'm saying.
I know it's easier said than done, but guess what? When you got like when you just got pussies being thrown, if we talk about pussy, if we talk about for the sake of pussy just being thrown at you, and you trying to become a public figure,
you're trying to focus,
but
it's not as easy as I'm just saying. I feel the pressure is not that easy.
Listen, in the Bible,
turning down pussy is not a natural thing.
Who was the character in the Bible that ran away from the lady that tried to slay the pussy? She tried to throw the pussy on him. That was Peter, or it was Paul, or somebody, and she tried to throw the pussy on him. And no, it was Jacob. I believe it was Jacob. And Jacob, this is when he was in prison, and he was being held by the king, and the king's wife tried to give him the pussy, and he fled from her, and he left, and she grabbed his garment and snatched his shit and tore his shit, and told her king, look, he tried to fuck me. Here's his garment, type shit.
Women take rejection worse than men. I learned that too.
Man,
another reason why it's hard to put down pussy.
She trying to push it on him. He's telling her like, no.
Hear me out. So me personally, right? Any woman, and I don't care who you are, right? Listen, men control access to relationships. Women control access to sex. You heard me? So you control access to sex. I'm not going to R-word you, whatever. I'm not going to grape, whatever that. I'm not going to do that. But at the same time, we control access to marriage and relationships. You understand? So any girl that I've looked in the face and said, will you be my girlfriend? You're my girlfriend. This is a date. I've never cheated on any girl that has had the title of my girlfriend. At the same time, I used to always say that I didn't cheat based on my love for I feel like I would love myself less possibly if I was cheating on a girl, right? But whatever. And I looked online, and what a lot of online older guys, what they said is that a lot of them feel like a man is only as faithful of his opportunities. They said that a guy that can't cheat or doesn't cheat, he doesn't cheat because he can't or whatever, right? So, but in my mind, I'm like, okay, the only way to really test that theory is to become more known, to become a millionaire where I'll have more temptation to cheat and to see which one is true. Do I not cheat because I'm truly morally making a decision not to cheat, or do I not cheat because I didn't have as much opportunity, and once too much floods me with the opportunity, I will then cheat? You know what I mean? So at this point where I'm at now, I'm not that high up. But I'm at the point where it is a little attractive to some females, you know what I mean? And all I got to say is this. I'm currently not in a relationship, but turning down pussy is something that I should have done 2 times. 2 girls I had no business getting with. And I just failed to turn down I failed to turn it down. And because, you know what I mean? So, but that's like a new thing. And I will say to men trying to be on your purpose, trying to rise up, that they will come for you, dog. And you have to not fuck with them. A lot of times, it's not worth the trouble. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna say this, man. I don't know how far this video gonna circulate to, what it's gonna circulate to. But I'm gonna say this. When it comes to a man that is dealing with women, and you're doing it to the magnitude of which you're placing no rules, no parameters on it, you just open. like they used to say in the 70s, free love.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they said it, free love. You have to be careful in your decision making still.
With who you do, yeah, because that woman could be.
With who you choose to be with,
Mm-hmm.
with who you choose to lay down with. Why am I choosing to lay down with her?
Mm-hmm.
I'm laying down with her. Is she laying down with me because of who I am?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like that. Like I remember one time when somebody said to me, "Damn, Mr. Go-To." And in my head, you know what I said to them? Damn, Mr. Go-To. I remember when I tried to holler at you before I was Mr. Go-To.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, and right there, it let me understand and know what I wanted in life.
And is she here for you for real?
You when you thought you were whatever it is you thought you were, and you wasn't checking for me,
Mm-hmm.
because you thought I was who I was, whatever the circumstance was,
Mm-hmm.
and because now I'm not no longer him, and you think I'm somebody else now,
Yeah.
it's almost like you riding my dick.
Yeah.
It ain't the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's like for me, it's like, whoa.
Because
What?
let me speak to what you're speaking to. A lot of people like to talk shit and say, when you make money, it's gonna change you. But let me tell you something. As a guy who still made no money, I haven't made no money, right? But because of how my production and my perception online, my brand, and how like I haven't changed. I'm still hustling. I'm still trying to make it happen. But I've seen people's treatment of me change. I've seen people around me change more than I have. And that's what you're speaking to. You know what I mean? It's like,
But see,
I
what
didn't
the-
change.
what-
Y'all perception of me
But
changed.
see,
and
no,
therefore,
no,
how y'all
no.
I mean, I did change.
No,
but
I'm changing.
yeah, you did change.
I'm changing. Fuck you.
Yeah,
You not who meant to be with me.
yeah.
Because if you was meant to be with
You
me,
would've got
you
me
would be
before.
with me. No, you would
Exactly.
be with me.
Mm-hmm.
My entourage is who my entourage is going to be. My people is who my people is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
If you with me, you with me. If you not with me, you against me. I ain't got to do too much talking to get no understanding. You either going to sit down or you going to lay down. This is what we doing over here. Over here. I don't give a fuck about what y'all doing over there. What I'm doing over here, I'm doing real shit. You a motherfucker I met in the streets, you ain't know me, and at the end of the day, you get to choose and decide on whatever you feel about me. And I get less than a fuck about what you feel about me, Charlie G. I give a fuck about what I'm doing as a person to make myself be right and exact. If you misread me, if you misjudge me, that's on you.
Yeah.
It ain't my call. Right now, when I leave here, I got other shit to do. Life go on.
100%. And on that note, look, I still got from my AI start to act up on me. But yeah, I want to say this though. I appreciate the hell out of you coming here. I really do. Because you gave your time to a brother and you didn't have to. You know what I mean? And you work hard and your time is valuable. So one thing I want to say is that I wish you a very long life. You know what I mean? Hopefully one day you talking shit, you know what I mean? And you like 77 and you're like, one day there was this bum ass fat nigga, bro, and I went on this podcast. You know what I mean? And I was talking shit. Hold on. I just want to say.
Yeah,
so let's say that happens, right?
Right.
And what is a message that you want to have for 77-year-old Mr. Go-To? What do you want to say to your older self in the future?
To my older self in the future,
Looking back and watching this.
I just hope I make it to my older self. I'm living a real life, the movie with Martin. I'm watching motherfuckers come and disappear. I'm watching motherfuckers be fake and not be clear on what it is they are, what their intentions are. I'm watching all that, man. Anybody know me can say, for sure, Q don't be out here on no bullshit. So I can hold my head up high. If I was on fuck shit, then I had to figure out a whole nother program, a whole nother speech. I ain't got no whole nother speech. Everybody know I am what I am. I'm cool with that. If I die tomorrow, I just want everybody to show up and acknowledge the fact tried my best, bro.
I acknowledge that.
I tried my best, man. I tried my best, man. I'm tired. I don't want to be illegal. I'm tired. I'm tired.
Let me tell you, I see that you tried hard, and I respect your willpower to push towards positivity.
That's
no
all
matter
I want
how
to do.
much no matter how much society gave you negativity, no matter how much your family might have, the neighborhood, the gym, no matter how much negativity you received, Mr. Go-To still said, you know what? Suck my dick. I'm ending this on a positive note, and that's the end of it, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Y'all thought tricks on you, motherfucker. It didn't work. I'm still that nigga at the end of the day. So I respect the fuck out of that. You resisted all of that. You all want me to be negative so bad, and I still said, go suck it, all right? So I'm still Mr. Gus.
Yeah.
I respect the fuck out of that.
It's been hard.
I respect
too,
the fuck
man.
out of that. That's a strong spirit.
It's been hard.
That's
too,
a strong
man.
spirit.
It's been hard as fuck, man. And I'm 55 and I want a child, man. I want a child so bad. Like, because I want to be able to just execute my knowledge and my information to somebody else so that they can live and move forth in a manner in which I done showed them and taught to them.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's important for me to have some sort of life. Other than that, man, I'm cool with just being able to give good example and good, you know what I'm saying? Steel sharp as steel, man.
Yeah.
Steel sharp as steel.
I agree.
And at the end of the day, man, I just want to do this on a daily basis. I just want to be able to give to the people. You know what I'm saying?
Well, thank you very much for coming today, man. I think you gave a lot to the people, more than you realize. You know what I mean? With sharing your truth and your honesty, man. And I thank the hell out of you, like I said, and I thank you for coming here. You know what I mean? And with that, I want to say this to the people. There's a lot of places your ears could be. I'm honored they chose to be with me. When in doubt, use calm honesty to express your vision. And most of all, thanks for listening.
Hey, it's your boy, Mr. Go-To, a.k.a. the Black Howard Stern. You want to check me out on social media? Check me out on Instagram at MRGO200. Facebook, MarquezJacobs. I'm here, man. I'm everywhere. I'm where you're never there. I've been doing that. Check me out on YouTube. Check me out on Facebook, Instagram, and check me out on Tubi. Hood Chicks is the movie. The Come Up is the movie. Shout out to Ashe Khan. Shout out to Rich Life Man. 380 Shady. MC3. Chef Boyardee. Shout out to Muladi Ghost. Shout out to everybody, man, that's been a part of my life. That's been intimate, crucial, important, informative. I'm looking for all the freaks, geeks, and weirdos. It's your boy, Mr. Go-To, a.k.a. the Black Howard Stern.